All right, all right, all right. Welcome, everybody. Come on in, come on in. Let me know in chat that you can see me and hear me. I see you, Aaron, Brian, Carla, Jackson, Gwen, Henry, Ernie, Ebony Gordon shares my last name, Divine, powerful name, Crystal Matthews. Is that Crystal Matthews from UCLA? Dave, what's going on? The Erikia. What's going on, y'all? Ian, I see you. Asia, Jacqueline, Janine, Jen White, Joseph, Juan, Camille, Courtney. Good, good, good. Everybody's coming through. What's going on, y'all? I hope you're well. Olga, I see you. Noma, Sean, Samantha, Sabrina, Shamar, Chantel, Siobhan, Yolanda, Will, Virginia, Velma. What's good, y'all? Happy Tuesday. I hope you are doing well. Excited to have you here tonight. You could be anywhere in the world. You could be Netflixing and chilling, but you were here working on your financial freedom. So that says a lot about who you are and what you desire in this world. So I'm grateful to serve you and be able to give you as much game as I can in the short amount of time that we have here tonight. So with that, I want to jump right into it. I'm going to share my screen and I want you to let me know when you can see it. And I want you to answer the question that's on the screen. What market are you looking to buy multifamily real estate in? What market are you looking to buy multifamily real estate in? Let me know in the chat. Rep your city. Bay Area, I'm from Oakland. I see you, Tasha. DFW, Chicago, New Jersey, Florida. Don't give me states, y'all. Give me cities or counties. Charleston, New York City, Milwaukee, New Orleans. I'm in New Orleans right now. I live here. Bmore, Louisville, Newark, Jacksonville, Maryland. Maryland's a state. Philly, Chicago, Raleigh, Atlanta, Memphis, Shreveport. All right, cool. So we got down south, we got West Coast in the building, we got Northeast in the building, we got Georgia and Florida in the building. Cool. Good. Well, I'm so excited to have you here tonight, and I want to jump right into it. I want to celebrate you all for getting here early, and I want to give you a tool that I created for you. It's just a fill-in-the-blank worksheet to guide you tonight. I just posted it. I'm just posting it in the chat right now. So click that link. Now, there are hundreds of you here right now. So if you click the link and you get a busy signal, meaning that there's a server area, then that server error, then that's okay. Just try back again in 5 minutes. That's all of you trying to hit the same page at the same time. Go ahead and print that worksheet out. And look, y'all, if it does not work, if you keep getting server error, then just get a piece of paper and a pen and take some notes, all right? That's just there to make sure that you don't miss the big points that I'm gonna cover tonight and that you have something to take away with you. But again, if you keep getting server error because there are so many people going to that website right now, then it's okay. Just get a piece of paper and take some notes, all right? So let me know if you got it. If anybody got it, let me know if you got it. If it worked for anybody, let me know if you got it. Did it work for anybody? Deborah got it. Jay got it. Faiza got it. All right, Jewel got it. All right, so for those of you who did not get it, again, just try back in 5 minutes, 10 minutes, anytime during the webinar. That link will be there for you. Just refresh the screen, and when less and less people are hitting that page, the server will open up, all right? So with that, I want to jump right into it. I want to welcome you all to the Multifamily Master Plan, where I'm going to teach you how to finance, find, and finalize your first multifamily real estate deal and literally start living for free. My name is Julian Gordon. I'm creator of the Multifamily Movement. I'm so excited to have you here tonight. As I said earlier, you could be anywhere doing absolutely anything, watching TV, worried about these presidential elections, etc. But instead, you are here working on your financial freedom. Let's avoid the distractions. Let's get locked in and let's get focused on what it is that we want and start working towards that goal. So I want to thank you all for being here. Most of you don't know who I am. You're meeting me for the first time, and I'll give you a little bit of a brief background in just a second. Now, today, I'm going to give you you a little bit different version of this particular talk. I'm going to give you the coronavirus edition. Obviously, the coronavirus has shaken the global economy and changed every industry, including real estate. And I'm going to show you how coronavirus is actually affecting real estate in a positive way, which actually makes this time that we're in right now one of the best times for you to purchase multifamily real estate. My name is Julian Gordon, and my purpose is to free 300 people like Harriet Tubman to pursue their purpose through entrepreneurship in multifamily real estate. As you know, Harriet Tubman freed 300 people over the course of her life on the Underground Railroad, and by making 19 trips below the Mason-Dixon line over the course of about a decade. I believe that multifamily real estate is what I call the above ground railroad. It is literally right there in plain sight. You've been driving by it on your way to work, on your way to school, on your way to pick up your kids. You've been seeing it all your life, but you weren't able to look at it for what it is from the economic standpoint. We are taught to look at real estate from an aesthetic standpoint, but we want to look at it from an economic standpoint. And when you see that you've been passing up these assets all your life, then now we can get present to that and start to make different decisions. My professional background is that I built a $3.9 million real estate portfolio with 10 multifamily homes, with 30 doors that generate about $36,000 per month in rents. And I did all of that in just 6 years on the side. Real estate was not my primary business. Real estate was where I would take all the economic resource and savings that I had, and I would dump it into real estate. And over time, I started building this sizable portfolio. I kept finding great deals, and people kept asking me, how are you doing this? And hence, that's why I'm in front of you tonight, okay? My real estate portfolio returns about 13.83%. The S&P 500, which is a major indicator in the stock market, over the past 20 years has only returned about 4.23%. I've actually run the numbers. So a lot of people think that the stock market just grows by 10% every year automatically, but this is the stock market, the S&P 500 over the past 20 years, and the average rate of return has only been 4.23%. And a lot of you have taken some significant hits over the past 3 months. If you've taken some significant hits on your stock portfolio or 401k over the past 3 months, let me know in chat. Let me know in chat. Stocks are an asset, but they're assets you have no control over whatsoever. Many of you don't even know what stocks you're invested in and how much you're invested in them because you handed your money to somebody who does not necessarily have your best interest in mind, is taking a whole bunch of fees. So you want to be very mindful, and I want you to actually have an asset that you have full control over and can determine your own success and have more predictable success with it. My properties have appreciated by 19.48% on that $3.9 million. So if you think about 20% growth on about $4 million, that's almost $1 million in net worth increase because I bought right. And you're going to hear that terminology over and over and over again tonight, is the concept of buying right. Anybody can buy real estate. That does not mean that you bought real estate in the right way. And so I know how to buy real estate in the right way. And as a result, all of my real estate has appreciated. I'm founder of the Freedom School and the multifamily movement. And I want to be very clear. I'm not a licensed real estate agent. I am not a licensed real estate agent, and you do not have to be one either in order to be in multifamily real estate or to be a real estate investor. In fact, a real estate agent and a real estate investor have two different mindsets. They look at real estate completely differently. All right. And so I'm going to explain that difference tonight. All right. Now, I'm going to be very transparent with you about my real estate portfolio. And in fact, I'm going to show you the properties that I control right now. This is my real estate portfolio. These are the 10 properties. These are actually them. I'm not just going to say that I own 10 multifamily properties. These are the actual properties. I bought my first property in Brooklyn in 2013. That was a 3-family. And the moment I purchased that property, I achieved what I call rent and mortgage freedom. Since that moment in time, May of 2013, I have not made a housing expense since then over the past 7 years. I've not made a mortgage payment. I've not paid rent. I've not paid a utility. I've not paid a property tax. I've not paid insurance because the rents from that property actually covered all of that and some and left me with cash. Okay. And so this is the power of actually buying multifamily real estate. You cannot do this with single family real estate. All right. And so after that, it took me about 4 years to get my feet wet and really understand the game after managing that property in Brooklyn. And I bought another property in New Orleans, which where I live right now, and another property in Oakland, where I'm from. And so for many of you, you live in very expensive markets. I saw some of you say the Bay Area, New York, et cetera. What you'll find is that your money does not have to work in the same city as you do. I'll repeat that. Your money does not have to work in the same city as you do. Some of you own Amazon stock and never been to Seattle. Okay, some of you own Nike stock, never been to Beaverton. Some of you own Apple stock, never been to Cupertino. That is your money working in a city that you do not work in. And the same goes for real estate. The key to being able to buy real estate from a distance is to make sure you have a great real estate agent whose eyes you trust and a great property manager. So I bought in New Orleans and Brooklyn and Oakland while I was living in Brooklyn. And I'm going to keep this real with you, y'all. This property right here in Oakland, I have never set foot inside of this property, y'all. I have never set foot inside of it. I trusted my real estate agent, and the numbers worked. I looked at the economics, and I have never set foot inside of it. I took that picture. I took the picture of it from the outside, but I've never been in the property. So you don't have to feel stuck just because you're in an expensive market. Okay. And so these are the other properties. Last year alone in 2019, I purchased 7 multifamily homes with 25 doors last year alone. Okay. Last year alone. So, I know what I'm doing, and I'm excited to share this with you. My goal is to help you get your first property, but ultimately, I don't just want you to have a property. I want you to eradicate this idea of, oh, I just want to be a home buyer. I want to be a homeowner. Get that idea out of your head. I want you to have a portfolio. Yes, you do need that first property. You need to buy that first property right in order to build a portfolio. But ultimately, I want you all to have a portfolio. So in chat, please type portfolio. In chat, please type portfolio. Get the idea of, oh, I just want to own one home. Get that out of your head. We have to think bigger. I want everybody here to have a portfolio of real estate. And when you have a portfolio of real estate, you can take more risk in stocks and other things and options and all that other stuff once you have a solid portfolio, like hard, tangible assets, okay? So again, my real estate portfolio is 10 multifamily homes, 30 doors, 13.83% cash on cash return, 19.5% appreciation, and $36,000 in monthly rent. I get excited on the first of the month, y'all. A lot of people dread the first of the month, whether it's a mortgage payment or rent. I get excited on the first of the month. And that portfolio, which I built over the past 6 years, is worth $3.9 million, okay? So I've not just been able to do this for myself. I've been able to teach it to other people. This is the Roll family. They have a fourplex in Los Angeles, California. The Campbell family, they bought a duplex in Charlotte, North Carolina. Jackie Hall Cooper, she's in Philadelphia. She bought a 3-family and a single family from a distressed seller that she got from off market for under market value. Amina, she actually owns a multifamily in Brooklyn. Found it difficult to invest again there because in your second property, not your first property, your second property, you have to put 25% down. 25% down in Brooklyn is $250,000 on $1 million home. And so I helped her find a fourplex here in New Orleans. Dante is actually from New Orleans. I helped him find a duplex here. And then Spencer, he lives in Texas, but purchased in his hometown of Cleveland, Ohio. So I've not been able to just do this for myself. I've been able to teach this same methodology to other people, and they are having success, all right? So tonight I'm gonna show you the multifamily math, how to quickly and quantitatively evaluate a real estate deal in less than 10 minutes so that you can make an offer before anyone else. The only thing that beats a cash offer is a fast offer. The only thing that beats a cash offer is a fast offer. But in order to make fast offers, you have to know how to evaluate deals quickly, and you have to have the confidence to actually make the offer. Then the multifamily map, how to find great emerging markets and neighborhoods and properties near you or from a distance that provide great cash flow and potential appreciation. And then the multifamily mindset, how to think like a real estate investor when it comes to wealth, money, real estate, and debt. See, most of this game is mental. A lot of the tactical things, they're outlined on YouTube, podcasts, blog posts, books, and things of that nature. But what I found about real estate is that you can't learn it through those mechanisms. You can only learn about it by actually being in it, okay? And so the biggest part of it, the reason why, is that it's a mental game, right? It's actually, how do you understand about, what do you think about money? What do you think about debt? What's your relationship to debt? What is your confidence in being able to evaluate real estate deals? This is actually a mental game more so than it is a tactical thing. And so tonight we're going to focus a lot on the mindset, so that once the mindset is done, it says, be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, right? Once the mindset is addressed, then we know that the opening will be made way for you to actually go take action. So my big promise for you is to give you a proven path to rent and mortgage freedom. Give you a proven path to rent and mortgage freedom. Now, I've said that terminology a couple times, so let me define what that actually is. Rent and mortgage freedom is the result of buying multifamily real estate, which has cash flow that eliminates your housing expense forever. Rent and mortgage freedom is the result of buying multifamily real estate, which has cash flow that eliminates your housing expense forever. So for most people, their housing expense, whether it is a mortgage or a rent, takes up 1/3 of all the money that comes into their household. 1/3, 35% is going out to their housing expense. So imagine just for a second that you made one single decision, which is to buy multifamily real estate in the right way, that eliminated your housing expense for the rest of your life. That's exactly what I did in Brooklyn. The moment I purchased that home in May of 2013, May 7th, 2013, guess what? I've never made a housing expense. So tell me in chat, what would happen for you, okay? What would happen for you if you didn't have a housing expense for the rest of your life? No rent, no utilities, no insurance, no property tax. What would change for you if you didn't have a housing expense for the rest of your life? Let me know in chat. Freedom, game changer. I would travel, financial freedom, more time with kids, stress-free. Only one person said more time with kids. Some of y'all like, I can't wait to get away from my kids. Y'all been in quarantine with your family. You realize you don't even like your family no more. Travel, invest, scale up, pay off debt, entrepreneurship, follow my passion. Good. More success, more properties, no 9-to-5, quit my job, etc. Okay, so this is what I'm trying to help you get tonight, is a proven pathway to have all these things that you desire. You know, again, coronavirus has changed the game, but I'm going to show you how coronavirus is actually working to your benefit when it comes to your desire to own multifamily real estate. So let's get into coronavirus. What about that Rona though? You know, Black people, we we the only people that make nicknames out of everything. We didn't call the virus Rona, right? It's going to be some quarantine babies coming out in the near future. Like November, December, January, we're going to see Quarantina, Covida. It's about to be crazy, right? It's about to be crazy out here because people been quarantined, shacking up, and got nothing else to do but make babies. So, yeah, so you're going to see those names spike. Trust me on that. Trust me on that, okay? So let me explain what coronavirus is actually gonna mean for real estate though, okay? So when you think about the last recession, okay, let me tell you what happens in real estate in the midst of a recession. So in the last recession, 2009, 2010, you'll see this dip in the real estate market, the pricing of real estate. And you'll see at the bottom of the dip last time, it was the single family home was $208,000 in the United States, okay? Now, if you would have bought when everybody else was scared at the end of that recession, at the bottom of that recession, guess what that same house is worth today? That same house is worth $324,000 today. So you would literally be up 116 racks right now in terms of your net worth if you would have bought while everybody else was scared. So when everybody is zigging, you need to zag, okay? A lot of people are afraid right now, oh, am I gonna lose my job? Where's the economy going, et cetera? This is where it's actually time for you to be on offense, not on defense. Do you realize that the interest rates are lower than they've ever been in almost like the entire history of the United States, where you can actually access a 30-year mortgage for 2.75%? That is absolutely unheard of. So this is why coronavirus is actually working to your favor, and it's also becoming a buyer's market versus a seller's market because many sellers are in distress, okay? Now, let me share with you what happens to rent. Let me share with you what happens to rent in the midst of a recession. So these gray bars are recessions, and you'll see 2000, 2001, 2008, 2009. This blue line is rents, okay? So what do you notice happens to rents in the midst of a recession, y'all? What do you notice happens to rents in the midst of a recession? Rents go up. Wait a second, Julian, everything else is going down, people losing their jobs. How the heck is rent going up? Let me explain to you exactly what happens. So there's a lot of people who buy single family homes and get caught up in the American dream, right? And they have a 3-piece or 4-piece family, and they buy this 4-bedroom or 5-bedroom home because they want an extra room for grandma to come over for Thanksgiving and Christmas, right? Literally, grandma's gonna be there 5 days out of the entire year, and they bought all this extra house, which they now have a mortgage on. Now, one of those people loses their job, one of the heads of the household loses their job, and now they can't pay that mortgage. So what do? Now, they either have to sell their house at discount or they get foreclosed on. And when they get foreclosed on or sell their home at a lower price, what do they become? They become renters. Now, in any market, you have renters who are looking to buy, and you have buyers. And so they become renters. Now, the number of renters has gone up, but the number of rental units has not increased. So when demand goes up, but supply does not change, what happens to price, y'all? It's basic economics. When demand goes up, but supply does not change, what happens to price? What happened to price? Prices rise. So this is why multifamily real estate is perhaps it's recession proof and perhaps one of the best assets that you can have in any given economy. Okay. So this is so urgent right now because if you wait to get started, what's going to happen for many of you who are renting, rents are going to continue to rise. And then when rents are rising, it makes it harder for you to save. But then prices of real estate are going to rise again, which then makes it harder for you to make a down payment and buy. And so if you don't act on this window of opportunity that is before you over the next 3 to 4 months, and what I mean by the next 3 to 4 months, a lot of single family buyers, or not, a lot of buyers in general, single family and multifamily, they went into forbearance in March, April, and May because they couldn't make their mortgage payments. And so forbearance lasts 3 months. And so they're going to be coming out of that forbearance in July, August, September. So this window that is about to open up where people are like, man, I still can't pay my rent and my mortgage. Guess what? That means that prices of real estate are going to drop. And this is the window between now and the rest of the year that I'm trying to prepare you for, to be able to get buy right and get real estate at a discounted price. Okay. And if you don't take advantage of this, there may come a point where you never, ever own multifamily real estate. And I don't want you to miss that opportunity. Why? Because we all know that there's a gap between the rich and the poor. And that gap continues to get wider and wider and wider. And right now, if you do a sequence of things right, whether you start a business that hits 6 figures, whether you go to the right schools and get the right 6-figure job, et cetera, you can get from one side to the other. But as that gap continues to widen, there will come a point where if you were born on this side of the equation, you will never, ever, ever be able to get to the other side unless you get a financial windfall like the lottery, or your parents leave you a life insurance policy and you get a huge financial windfall. And so we have to act quickly to take advantage of this, or else real estate is going to become so expensive that you will never be able to get from one side to the other, and you'll be in perpetual rental for the rest of your life. Okay. And so unless you want to move to like Boise, Idaho or something like that. Okay. So this is why this is so urgent. Now, multifamily real estate is the most proven business model of all time. It is the #1 subscription business model, better subscription business model than Netflix, better subscription model than even Amazon Prime. And here's why. If you remember the feudal system was in Europe in 900 AD, okay, 1100 years ago. And in the feudal system, kings gave land to lords in exchange for loyalty, okay? Kings gave land to lords in exchange for loyalty. So where do you think the word landlord comes from? It comes from the feudal system. This business model that I'm teaching you is 1100 years old. Now, I cannot guarantee you that Amazon will be here 1100 years from now, Google will be here from 1100 years from now, or Apple will be here 1100 years from now. But as long as there are human beings on the face of this earth, and if our population continues to grow, then guess what? Multifamily real estate will still be here 1100 years from now, and it will be more valuable than ever. Okay. So this is an asset class that I want you to have in your family's last name. Now, a lot of people think that multifamily real estate or real estate in general is just too expensive, right? They see these 6 figures, $300,000, et cetera. Well, I'm going to dispel that myth for you right now. You do not need a lot of money to get into real estate. And here's why. This is my actual W-2 from 2012. My actual W-2. I just covered up my social security number and address and things of that nature. In 2012, I only made about $36,000 in my business, okay? Remember, I bought that 3-family in Brooklyn when? May of 2013. So what W-2 do you think they used to qualify me for that home? They used this one based on $36,000. So I got started in real estate when I wasn't making a lot of money in New York City, the most expensive market in the entire world, while I was an entrepreneur within 3 years of an economic recession. So for all of you who are taking yourself out of the game, that was on you. You were sitting here on the sidelines thinking real estate was too expensive while everybody else was playing, okay? And so I need to ask everyone, how many of you have been pre-approved? Type pre-approved or type no. Type pre-approved or type no. If you have not been pre-approved, type no. If you have, type pre-approved. So you see how many no's are in the chat. You see how many no's are in the chat. That means that you have taken yourself out of the game. It costs you nothing to get pre-approved. In fact, all of your homework, you're not even my students, and all of your homework by Friday is to go get pre-approved. It costs you nothing to get pre-approved, okay? All you have to do is submit some documents, your W-2s, your bank statements, et cetera, to a potential lender, and they will pre-approve you. And guess what? All of you will get pre-approved likely, with the exception of those who are unemployed right now. All of you will get pre-approved. The question is, how much do you get pre-approved for? And do you get pre-approved for enough to play in your market? So that is your homework for Friday, is for everyone to get pre-approved. Oh, Julian, but I don't want to take no hits on my credit. Well, guess what? you can have up to 5 lenders in a 30-day period run your credit for a mortgage without it negatively affecting your credit score. So stop using that as an excuse. I don't care if you have an 800 credit score. Credit is to be leveraged, not just to have this pretty score, okay? I don't care if you have an 800 credit score. The purpose of the score is to actually use the leverage that it offers you, okay? So everybody out there who has not been pre-approved, by Friday, go to your bank tomorrow and go start the pre-approval process. Is that clear? Is that clear? For those of you who have terrible credit right now, I have some solutions for you. I'll get into those in just a second. Okay, cool. So when I'm talking about multifamily real estate, what kind of asset am I talking about? I'm not talking about those 60-unit buildings that you see, those big buildings when you drive down the freeway, okay? I'm talking about 2-family, 3-family, and 4-family homes. 2-family, 3-family, and 4-family homes. There's only 2.6 million of them in the entire United States, okay? And they only make up 18% of the entire rental supply. So we're looking for a very specific asset that we want in our family's name. Here's why 2-family, 3-family, and 4-families are so powerful. The same financing process that you would use to buy a single family home is the same financing process you would use for a 2-family, 3-family, and 4-family. Once you get to 5-family homes, right? Once you get to 5 plexes or more, those become commercial properties, and that's a different financing process. But you can use FHA and other loan types, which I'm going to talk about tonight, to buy a 2-family, 3-family, and 4-family home. The same exact process that you would use for buying a single family home. On top of that, watch this, y'all. When you are buying a multifamily home, they take all the rents that are in that building. Let's say the rents in that building are $4,000. They will multiply that $4,000 by 75%, which is $3,000 per month. And they will multiply that by 12 months, which is $36,000. And they will add that on top of your income. So if you're getting paid $50,000 at your job and you found a building that has $4,000 in rent, they will qualify you based on $86,000, not on $50,000. So that gives you the opportunity to afford more real estate when you're buying multifamily real estate. Does that make sense? Because the lender knows that you're going to have that income the moment that you close on that property. So this is why multifamily real estate is so powerful. And if you buy a 3-family or a 4-family home the right way, if you buy right, you can achieve rent and mortgage freedom on your first deal and never have a housing expense for the rest of your life, okay? So this is for you if you're a renter or a single family buyer who wants to be receiving rents monthly instead of paying rent or mortgage to someone else. This is for you if you're committed to creating generational wealth for yourself and your family by having your money work for you instead of you always working for it. And this is for you if you're willing to make the short-term sacrifices necessary to guarantee long-term financial gains and freedom, okay? So before I go forward, I want to ask for your permission real quick. If I give you some great content over the short time that we have together, can I take 10 minutes at the end to share opportunity for you to consider if you want to accelerate your process and if you are really serious about making this happen? Please type yes in chat if you are cool with that. If you're not cool with it, that's perfectly fine. I'm gonna give you enough to chew on and a lot of game in the time that we have, free game, and you're gonna be able to take action on it. And I'll let you know when I'm gonna share that opportunity and you can sign off. It's all good. It's all good. I got a lot of people to reach and a lot of people to touch. That's why I do this free webinar, all right? I see a lot of yeses, so I wanna say thank you for that. And so with that, let's get into it. For those of you who stay to the end, I'm gonna be giving you a list of free down payment assistance programs organized by state, okay? So these down payment assistance programs, some of them are like $5,000 grants. Some of them, all you have to do is take a landlord class and they'll wrap your closing costs into the loan. I'm gonna give you a list of those. Zoom will let me know who stays until a certain point on a webinar, and then I will email that out to you tomorrow, okay? That's my way of saying thank you for your time. Your time is your most valuable asset. It's more valuable than even money. If you have all the money in the world but have no time, then what's the point, right? So I'm grateful for your time here, and I know that this will be valuable because at some point, all of you will close on a home, okay? Again, if you did not get the worksheet, I'm gonna post the link one more time in chat just to remind you. Again, if you get error message because there's so many people hitting the page at the same time, perfectly fine. Just get a piece of paper. You're going to want to take notes. The worksheet is just fill in the blanks to make sure that you don't miss some of the big points, but I'll make sure to highlight those points for those of you who are not able to download the worksheet or don't have a printer, okay? So I'll just put the link in the chat one more time and let's get it in, all right? Cool. So how many of you been on some boring webinars? How many of you been on some boring webinars before? How many of you been on some boring webinars before? How many of you been on some boring webinars before? How many of you been on some boring webinars before? How many of you been on some boring webinars before? How many of you been on some boring webinars before? How many of you been on some boring webinars before? How many of you been on some boring webinars before? How many of you been on some boring webinars before? How many of you been on some boring webinars before? How many of you been on some boring webinars before? How many of you been on some boring webinars before? How many of you been on some boring webinars before? How many of you been on some boring webinars before? How many of you been on some boring webinars before? How many of you been on some boring webinars before? How many of you been on some boring webinars before? How many of you been on some boring webinars before? How many of you been on some boring webinars before? How many of you been on some boring webinars before? How many of you been on some boring webinars before? How many of you been on some boring webinars before? How many of you been on some boring webinars before? How many of you been on some boring webinars before? How many of you been on some boring webinars before? How many Okay, I see hand raised, people raising their hands. It's covering my entire screen. All right, so this is going to be entertaining. It's going to be educational. It's going to be some laughter, and it's going to be some tough love. All right, so I'm going to open up this webinar with a poem. Right, you probably never heard a poem on a webinar before, but I understand multifamily real estate in so much depth that I'm able to take all the language and vocabulary in this industry and package it in such a way that makes it easy for you to understand. I'm homeschooling my daughter right now, and when I think about how kids learn, they learn through song and rhyme. All of us learn through song and rhyme. And so I care so much about you that I'm willing to risk it all and actually drop a poem for y'all on this webinar, okay? That's how much I care about you learning this and understanding the importance of ownership, okay? So it's called the Multifamily Poem, and I'm gonna drop it for you right now, okay? Why don't we hack houses like frat houses where everyone living good for just a few thousand? Some will say it's lousy while they slaving proudly, spending 1/3 of their revenue to pay for housing. Living on your own, but you don't own ish. Can't even get a loan, student debt is up. Thinking a high wage is the way to get rich. Not if your cost of living rise directly with it. Trying to keep up with the Joneses deep in debt till you croak. I'm gonna live just like the Jeffersons, pretend that I'm broke. Then I'll buy a multifamily, let the rents pay the note. Perhaps you could be my tenant. Yo, that would be dope. I keep my cost of living low along with my blood pressure. Because if you always stressing, it's hard to enjoy pleasure. The man with the most is not the one who wins the race. It's the man with his soul who could look at his own face. 40 acres and a mule is what they taught us in school. I'd rather have 40 apartments and a big money pool. Leverage credit to capital and capital to cash flow. Cash is not king because the interest too low. Some call me a do-gooder. I got good deeds in my name. As the Lord of my land, I'll never be a slave. You can dabble in socks, lose your shirt and your socks, but the demand for housing will never ever stop. Assets, 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 passive, passive, passive. These are the two keys to amass wealth quick. But quick is really relative. It's a long-term game. Who you hustling for, your first or your last name? Bars, financial bars, all right? So the reality is that where many of you are in your journey towards wealth consciousness, you don't fully understand every line that is in this poem, and every line has power packed into it. For instance, you've been taught that cash is king, but cash is not king. Cash is actually pawn. Do you realize that cash is the lowest yielding asset in the entire world? You've been out here paper chasing, but cash is actually the lowest yielding asset in the entire world. At 0.03% in your bank account, it will take you 2,400 years to double your money sitting in a savings account. Tonight, I'm teaching you an asset class that generates at least 12 to 15%. And at 12%, you will double your money every 6 years as opposed to every 2,400 years. You cannot save your way to wealth, y'all. So this is why it's so important for us to have assets and not just be giving to our money to the bank. You are being robbed by the bank. You think the bank is protecting your money, and it is actually robbing you. And so we have to be very clear, and a lot of us have to elevate in our wealth consciousness to actually understand that, all right? So let's keep it pushing. Myth number one, okay? I can't afford it. So we already addressed this a little bit, but I want to talk about the mindset. When you use the word I can't, you actually turn off your subconscious mind. You realize that your conscious mind, right here, your conscious mind processes information at 40 bits per second, but your subconscious mind processes information at 40 million bits per second. When the conscious mind says I can't, you literally turn off the number one horsepower that you have in your mind. When you go to sleep tonight, what is going to keep you breathing, y'all? Is it your conscious mind? No, your conscious mind is sleep. Your subconscious mind keeps you keep you breathing, right? It works for you 24/7. What keeps your heart beating at night? It's your subconscious mind. What tells you it's time to go to the bathroom when your conscious mind is asleep? That's your subconscious mind. But when you use powerful words like I can't, you literally turn off the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is working for you at all times. This is why when you wake up, right, and you had a question on your mind or an idea came to you, like, where'd that idea come from? You waking up at 3 a.m. to write down an idea. Where did it come from? You were asleep. That was your subconscious mind at work. Okay, so we cannot use the word I can't afford it. Instead, we need to pose a question, and we need to ask, how can I afford it? How can I afford real estate? And when you pose a question to the subconscious mind, it will actively seek an answer until it's like a heat-seeking missile. It will actively seek a target until it finds one. So we need to take that language of I can't out of our vocabulary and say, how can I afford multifamily real estate? And we need to pose that not only to the conscious mind, but to the subconscious mind, and then let it go to work, okay? In fact, many of you are here because you posed that question to your subconscious mind, and this opportunity presented itself to you. And so I'm glad that you moved on it and took action and you listened to your intuition. All right. So the first thing we need to address is the monthly payment. All right. Now, the average rent on a two-bedroom in the United States is $1,225. Okay. And the average mortgage on a single-family home at $218,000, 3.8% interest rate, with 3.5% down, with $2,200 in taxes and insurance, is $1,199. So it's actually cheaper to own a multifamily, a single-family home than it is to rent. So if you've been making your rent payments on time, then guess what? You can make a mortgage payment on time. It's pretty straightforward. But of course, we're not here to talk about single-family real estate tonight. Okay. Now watch this. This is the opportunity cost of you paying rent or even a mortgage. Okay. This person said, "Hey, Julian, love your online seminar. I really wish I could join, but being a single working mom right now is what's preventing me from pursuing my dream. At this time, I pay $1,200 a month for 9 years, which is insane, for rent to a slumlord who never fixes anything. And if he does, it is used." Now, anybody know, if anybody, what's your guess on how much rent she's paid to a slumlord who does not care about her, does not care about her family, does not care about our community whatsoever? How much rent has she paid this person over 9 years? Too much, right? So look at this, y'all. She's paid this person $130,000 over about a decade. And that's not even including interest. You cannot rent your way to freedom, y'all. You cannot rent your way to freedom. We have to get rent off the books. We have to change that equation. You need to be on the other side. All right. Now, how long does a lease last, y'all? A lease lasts 1 year. So if she was engaged with the slumlord, is it actually the slumlord that's keeping her there? No. Is it the fact that she's a single mom that's keeping her there? No. So this is us, and we all do this. We slip into victim consciousness, and we take our area of weakness, and then we start making excuses for our life based on the area of weakness. We all have to look in the mirror sometimes and just say, you know what? I wasn't willing. If we haven't manifested the results that we desire in our life, some of us just need to look in the mirror and say, I was not willing to do the work. Yeah, I talk a good game. I can create a vision board and paste nice houses and cars and things on my vision board and just sit back. But when it came to the work, some of us just need to look in the mirror and say, you know what? I'm gonna be honest with myself. I was not willing. In this case, this person was not willing. There are single moms who own multifamily real estate. That is not a permanent indicator that you will never own multifamily real estate. And so whatever your crutch is, because we all have it, in this case, it's a single mom, okay? Right? In this case, it's a single mom. We all have our crutches, whether it's, oh, because I'm Black, oh, because I'm a woman, oh, because I'm gay, right? Oh, because I didn't graduate from college. We all have our, oh, because I was abused as a child. Whatever it is, we cannot leverage that excuse, because then anytime we blame, we are giving up our power. We are giving up our power. We're waiting for somebody else to change for us to be joyful and happy and have what we own. And I'm not going to wait on somebody else to change. It's hard enough to change ourselves. Why am I going to wait on somebody else to change for me to be free? Now, stop me when I'm lying, y'all. Okay? So, look at this. In fact, in chat, let me know how much y'all pay in rent and mortgage. So type $1,000 rent or $1,000 mortgage. $1,000 rent or $1,000 mortgage. I see 900 rent, 1,500 mortgage, 2,100 rent, 1,400 rent, 1,450 rent, 1,225 rent, 1,750 mortgage. Oh man, it's going too fast. 950 rent, 2,700 mortgage, 800 rent, 2,150 rent, a 690 mortgage, 1,400 rent, 1,550 rent, 830 mortgage, 1,100 mortgage, 1,500 rent, 1,400 rent for 10 years. Wow. Crazy, y'all. Crazy. Some of y'all could be my tenants, because y'all just like giving out money on the first of the month. Like, wake up, wake up, wake up. It's the first of the month. Like, y'all just love giving out money or something like that. Now, let me show you this, y'all. Let's just say your rent or mortgage expense was only $1,000, okay? Let's just say that. Do you know what would happen if you could, instead of paying somebody else, a bank or a landlord, okay, $1,000 per month for 40 years, if you could take that $1,000 and invest it at 5% every single month, which is very conservative, okay, for the next 40 years, how much money do you think you would have if you could keep that $1,000, invest it at 5% annually, okay, over 40 years? How much money do you think you would have? Ah, Lisi got it. Lisi is a math genius. You would all have $1.5 million. You would all have $1.5 million if we could just get your rent expense, what you're paying to a landlord, or the rent you're paying to the bank for borrowing their money as a mortgage. If we could just keep that $1,000 every single month instead of it going to somewhere else, I'm giving you a proven path for you all to be millionaires. It's just math. Oh, but Julian, 40 years is long. Look, y'all, some of y'all been getting caught up on get rich quick schemes. Some of y'all are on these giving flowers and stuff like that. How many of y'all got caught up in multi-level marketing? How many of y'all have been caught up in a multi-level marketing at least once? I know I have when I was in college, okay? 2x2.net. Why? Because you were looking for a get rich quick scheme. And where are you right now? You done lost money. You done lost friendships because you were trying to get your own family and friends in your downline. And you were so convinced that you were going to get passive income for the rest of your life from this pyramid scheme, right? Because you've been chasing all these rabbits, these get rich quick schemes. I'm showing you a process to get rich guaranteed over time, okay? This is not get rich quick. Multifamily real estate is not get rich quick. I do not want to sell that dream to anybody. I'm keeping it 100 with you all. But this is get rich guaranteed over time. Now, some of y'all are like, Julian, but I ain't got 40 years. I'm 60 years old, etc. Stop thinking about yourself. Stop thinking about yourself. If you have offspring, you have kids, you have grandkids, then carry that baton for the next 20 years so that when they get it, they have a 20-year head start as opposed to them starting over at zero. This is what happens to us. We just think about ourselves and then we end at zero. They start at zero. Then the next generation starts at zero and we get no momentum. So if you're like, Julian, I ain't got 40 years. I need this money now. This is not the webinar for you. You need to go find another multi-level marketing organization and go sell some vitamins and go convince people to be in your downline, because this is not going to get it for you as quickly as you may want it. This is get rich guaranteed over time. You want a guaranteed path to wealth? I'm giving it to you. If you can't wait and you're just impatient, I don't have a solution for you at this moment in time. Okay? I know there are people who sell real estate as this get rich quick thing. This is not. Now, have I been able to do this over the past 6 years? Yes, I have. Okay. And do I believe, knowing what I know now, could I have done it faster? Yes. But I'm not promising that to you all. Okay. But I know that if we can get you that first property, then we can start building a portfolio. All right. Y'all with me? So look, this is why I left New York. $2,000 a month rent in New York, 12 months for 43 years, which is from the time you finish college to the time you retire. That's over $1 million in rent. So you wonder where all the commas are in your bank account. They're gone because you done paid it to somebody else. You've transferred that money to somebody else's bank account. That's $1 million in rent. Some of y'all are attached to these expensive markets that are keeping you in bondage. You can make 6 figures in New York or San Francisco and still feel broke because the cost of living is so high there. Why do you think I came down south? Some of y'all are attached, and I'm asking you why? Why? Because you get some free concerts in the summer? Like, because I don't know what it is. Is it the beach? New York don't really got good beaches. California does. Like, come on, y'all. Are you trying to be cool or be wealthy? You trying to be cool or be wealthy? Oh yeah, I live in Brooklyn. I live in Williamsburg. You trying to be cool or you trying to be wealthy? Like, let's get our priorities straight, y'all. Okay? So for all of you who are paying rent right now, I got to come at y'all for a second. You see my tone has changed, and I just want you to know I'm coming from a place of tough love. Love is the noun, tough is the adjective, okay? This is all out of love, y'all, okay? So I do not mean you any harm when I come at you in this way. I just realize that soft stuff doesn't work. That soft stuff doesn't create change, all right? This is what worked for me, and this is what has worked for other people that I've led, all right? So for all of you who are renting, I need you to recognize for a moment that you are homeless. For all of you who are renting, you are homeless. You don't have a home? Yeah, you've been calling it my apartment, but the reality is, and you know it's true, it's not your apartment. You're not on the title. You're not on the deed. See, you want to invite people over once the quarantine is done and things of that nature, and you want to say on the invitation, come over to my apartment. No, let's keep it real. You're inviting family and friends over, and you can keep it real with your families and friends. So say, come over to Sally's apartment. Come over to Tommy's apartment, because that's who I've been renting from for the past 10 years. Put their name on the invitation. It's not your place. But here's what happened. You slipped into renter's mentality. You knew that you were only supposed to be renting temporarily to position yourself for ownership. But somehow you got caught up. You started painting the walls. You started buying furniture to fit certain nooks. You bought art. You over here mowing the lawn, sweeping the hallways as if it's yours. And it's not yours. It is not yours. And it will never be yours. So, well, let's be real about the situation. You are homeless. Now, here we have this homeless person who's actually sleeping on the bus bench tonight. Okay? Dealt with some trauma, probably childhood trauma, adult trauma, probably dealing with addiction, probably has no money, no ID, no support, no family and friends, and they're also homeless. How is it that this person who's sleeping on the bus bench tonight with all of these challenges they have, and here you are with the internet, with a nice smartphone, with a computer, with a good job, a good head on your shoulders, how is it this homeless person owns as many properties as you? Zero. How is it that this real homeless person owns as many properties as you with all your education, your work ethic, your good head on your shoulders, your nice wardrobe, your shoes, your car, the technology you have access to, internet, etc.? How do they own as many properties as you do? Does that make any sense? You're an adult. That makes no sense whatsoever. So my prayer for all of you who are renting right now, and my prayers are powerful, but I say this jokingly, okay, because I know the power of my words. I pray for all of you who are renting right now. I wish you all more rats and roaches and bed bugs. Yep, I said it. I wish you all rats, roaches, and bed bugs. Because I think that's the only thing that's going to make you uncomfortable enough to get up, get out, and get something. You done got comfortable in renter's mentality. You over here bragging about how close your apartment is to the subway. Oh, you got coffee in the lobby, and you got a doorman and all this other stuff. I don't care. Do you own it? Do you own it? I don't care about your view. Do you own it? I don't care about your stainless steel appliances. I don't care about your countertops. Do you own it? Stop bragging. I'm more interested in your landlord than I am about you. You bragging about the apartment as if it's yours. I want to talk to your landlord because they done got you sold. So we just have to, everybody in chat, type refuse to renew. Type refuse to renew. You need to refuse to renew your lease. I need a whole bunch of people tonight to refuse to renew their lease. Type that in the chat. If you down to refuse to renew your lease, type that in the chat. I refuse to renew. You may have to go on month to month just for a second until we find you a property, but you got to come to a point and resolve within yourself that you say, I refuse to renew. Why? What is this doing for me? Okay? So let's keep it pushing. Now, for those of you who are single family buyers on this webinar, it ain't safe. It ain't safe. It ain't safe. I'm sorry. Okay? So single family buyers, you up next. Single family buyers, you realize that the word mortgage, the same prefix as the word mortician. The word mortgage literally means death pledge. And many of you single family buyers got caught up in the American dream and you signed a 30-year death pledge. Some of you are actually working jobs that you absolutely hate because you were afraid of missing one single mortgage payment. It's not the job that's trapping you. It's your mortgage that has you trapped in the job. Stop me when I'm lying, y'all. So you got caught up in the American dream. It's not your fault. The American dream has been branded and sold to you since you were a baby. First comes love, then comes marriage, then comes the baby in the baby carriage, and the White House, and the picket fence, and the nuclear family, and the dog named Lassie. It's been sold and driven down your throat forever. The American dream is a nightmare. They tell you go to college. What is that? Student debt. They tell you get a single family home. What is that? That's a 30-year death pledge. That's the American dream that they've been sold to you, that they sold to you. It is actually an American nightmare. I'm trying to show you a path out of the American nightmare into the real American dream, the one that the people who sold you the American nightmare are actually experiencing. Okay? So for single family buyers, let me break it down, this transaction, because a lot of y'all are like, but Julian, I'm not paying rent no more. That's what you thought. You were still paying rent. Single family buyers, all of you are here. You realize that your first mortgage payment was 70% interest. Let's say your mortgage payment was $1,000. 700 went to the bank. Only 300 went to principal. Stop me when I'm lying, y'all. So let me show you how that transaction really works. If you bought a single family home, the truth is that the bank buys your home and then it rents it to you for 30 years. The bank bought your home and then it rents it to you for 30 years. And then the interest on a $300,000 home with 3.5% down at 4% is $208,000. you're paying $208,000 to the bank. You basically bought yourself a home and your banker a home. See, you're not a homeowner. None of you here, very few of you here are actually homeowners because you still have mortgages. HGTV will have you fooled and have you think, oh, congrats, you're a homeowner. No, you're not. You are a home buyer. There's a difference between a home buyer and a homeowner, and most Americans are not homeowners. They're home buyers, and they keep refinancing and refinancing and refinancing to a point where they actually never own the home. And then you wonder why that home leaves the family. You wonder why these homes are for sale. $208,000 in interest divided by 360 months, which is a 30-year mortgage. You realize this, y'all? All you single family buyers, you're paying rent, but it's not rent to a landlord. You're paying rent to the bank in the form of interest. You're all paying $578 per month in rent to the bank to borrow their money. You thought you weren't paying rent no more? Yes, you are. And I have not even included private mortgage insurance. I've not included your property tax, and I've not included your homeowner insurance. For some of you who are single family buyers, you actually have more money going out of your pocket every single month related to your housing than somebody who is renting the same square footage next door to you. This is the truth of the game. And you got hustled. You got hustled. I'm not blaming you. I'm not blaming you. I know it's not your fault. So for all the single family buyers that are out there, if you feel you messed up, type messed up. I'm not doing this to shame you. I'm doing this to inspire and educate all the renters who are here. Type messed up if you're a single family buyer who feels you got caught up. Renters, are you seeing this? Renters, are you seeing this? Please do not go down that path. Now, for the single family buyers that are here, I have ways to reverse yourself out of the situation. Hopefully you've bought a home that is appreciated, that you have some equity in it, and we can use that to reverse yourself out of that situation. You are not trapped, but we are going to have to backpedal a little bit to get you to become a real estate investor, okay? You are not trapped. There's a way out of the death pledge, okay? And I'm gonna talk about that tonight, okay? But we're gonna have to backpedal a little bit we're gonna have to go backwards to go forward, all right? If you are emotionally attached to that home, if you have all kinds of nostalgia, Julian, I don't wanna let it go, I can't help you. If you want to stay in bondage, I can't help you. Harriet Tubman wanted to free more people, but they just weren't willing. Even her own brothers, they were not ready to go on the first trip. Her own brothers. She went back for her original husband. He was not ready to go. If you're not ready to go, then I can't help you. And it's not going to be until you feel enough pain that you say, okay, I'm ready to go on the next trip. All right? So again, this is the above ground railroad. Harriet Tubman led the underground railroad. Multifamily real estate is the above ground railroad. It is a guaranteed path to financial freedom. All right. So let's keep it pushing, y'all. So if you can pay rent, you can own a single family home. Okay. But we're not talking about single family homes. If you don't want to pay rent or mortgage for the rest of your life, you can simply own a multifamily home. It's that simple. Right. So the next issue is the down payment. People are like, oh, Julian, but I can't save up enough. I'm living paycheck to paycheck. 78% of Americans live in paycheck to paycheck. Y'all realize this is not about Black people, that there is a class of people in the United States that are trying to keep the rest oppressed. If 78% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck and only 14% of Americans are Black, this is not just about Black people. This is about keeping anybody who's not in the good old boys club down and oppressing everybody. Unfortunately, the lower class white people, they don't understand that. They think that they're on the other side, but the reality is those people at the top don't care, okay? So a lot of people live in paycheck to paycheck, so they think that they can never make the down payment. So watch this, y'all. There's literally a program out there where there is no down payment. No down payment, no closing costs, no points or fees, no credit score consideration. These pictures on the right, these are not stock images. These are men that I actually know. That's Mark. He owns a duplex in Inglewood, California. That's the Royal family. They own a fourplex near USC. And then that's Kevin. They own a duplex in Brooklyn, New York. Listen to me, y'all. Your intellectual property, what you know, can actually get you physical property. Your intellectual property can get you physical property. Some of y'all just weren't in the know, okay? Some of y'all just weren't in the know. This program is called NACA, NACA.com. Write that down, NACA, NACA.com. No down payment, no closing costs, no points or fees, and no credit score consideration. So the excuse you had of I can't afford multifamily real estate, I can't make the down payment, that has been wiped clear off the table. You no longer have that excuse. Now, some people will go find another excuse. Oh, but Julian this, etc. Okay, I can't work with you. But the excuse of you not being able to get into multifamily real estate is now been wiped free and clear. Because there is a program out there designed for somebody just like you. All right? Now, there's also the government's FHA program. Okay? It's a 3.5% down payment program because NACA is oversubscribed. There's a lot of people who are trying to use NACA. Okay? So if NACA does not come through for you, there's the government's 3.5% down program. Okay? This is a duplex that I own here in New Orleans, $300,000. In order to control this property, not own it. Remember, I don't own any of my properties yet. I control them though. Okay? Because I bought them. All right? So at 3.5% down on $300,000, I control this property for $10,500. I control this $300,000 property by only putting $10,500 down. Okay? So this is the government's FHA program. This is available to everyone as long as your credit score, you've met the credit requirements, the cash flow requirements, your income, and your cash reserves. Okay? So there are some minimum funding requirements for this particular program. But again, you're controlling a $300,000 asset for just $10,500 or 3.5% down. All right. So a lot of people play the game wrong, or what we're taught is to play the game wrong. We do it backwards. This is why you should buy a multifamily first. Most people try to buy their single family first. Why? Because they want to keep up with the Joneses. And so they use their FHA loan to buy a single family home. Disregard the price of the single family home and the multifamily. Okay. The numbers work. Whatever numbers we put in there, the numbers still work. Okay. I just did this for easy math. So you do 3.5% down on a $100,000 home. That's $3,500. Look at me. I'm a home owner. No, you're not. You're a home buyer. Okay. But now all the single family people who are here, they're like, Julian, now I want to own multifamily real estate. But little do they know is that they would have to put 25% down on that next property. 25% down on $300,000 is $75,000. You add those two together, that's $78,000 in down payments. But watch this, y'all. If we just change the sequence, watch what happens. You put 3.5% down on $300,000, that's only $10,500. You live there for 1 year, which is the FHA requirement, and then you go put 10 to 25% down on the single family home that you desire, and now you've only made $35,000 in down payments. It's literally twice as easy to buy a multifamily first and then a single family than it is to buy a single family and then a multifamily. Okay? The math is right here in front of you. Now I see some questions coming up in chat. I'm going to take questions at the end. If I try to jump off and answer your questions as we go, I won't be able to get through everything. So is it okay if we hold questions till the end? We're going to use the Q&A function at the end, and I'll be happy to answer as many questions as I possibly can. Is that okay? All right. I just don't want you to think I'm ignoring you. I have a lot to share. And in fact, most of the presentation is going to cover probably a majority of your questions. All right. Cool. So again, if you came in late, this is my actual portfolio. All right. 10 multifamily homes, 3 different cities, Brooklyn, Oakland, and New Orleans. I bought 7 properties with 25 doors last year alone, 30 doors, 13.83% cash on cash return, $4 million in valuation, and $36,000 in monthly recurring rents. Okay. So what I'm teaching you is proven, right? So let me show you how I got to this portfolio. It all started with that first property. Let me show you the play that I'm trying to teach you all to run, okay? Most of you are renting right now, okay? So you're renting, you're paying $1,000 a month to a landlord. You're perhaps stacking a little bit, okay? And that landlord takes that $3,000 from that triplex and they pay their mortgage $1,500. They pocket $1,500, okay? Now you want to be the landlord. So you're going to go try to acquire a similar asset to your landlord. So now you go acquire your 3-family. This is exactly what I did in Brooklyn. I lived in the owner's unit downstairs and I rented out these 2 units. Okay. So now I'm getting $1,000 a month in rent from the 3rd and 2nd floor. That's $2,000. But watch this, y'all. I'm also not paying rent anymore. So that's actually another $1,000 in my pocket because I've achieved rent and mortgage freedom the moment I purchased this property. So I take that $3,000 in cash flow and I go pay off the mortgage of $1,500. And now I'm pocketing $1,500 and I'm living rent free and mortgage free, right? Now, some of you like, but Julian, I don't want to share walls. I don't want anybody living above me, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I need more space. I want my single family home. Look, FHA only has a 1-year living requirement. So after 12 months, Literally, you can go buy the single family home that you desire and watch what happens. You move a tenant into that unit, okay? So now you're getting $3,000 from this property, plus the fact that you're no longer paying rent here. So that's $4,000. You pay the mortgage of $1,500 on this property. Then you pay the mortgage of $1,500 on your single family home. Now you have a multifamily property, the dream home, and you're not paying any of the mortgages. Plus you also have $1,000 in your pocket. You literally in 15 months just change your entire life. Literally, some of you are 3 months away from achieving rent and mortgage freedom. Some of you are 15 months away from not only having a multifamily home, but also your dream home, and you're not paying for the mortgage. You didn't even know it. Imagine being enslaved in Maryland, just below the Mason-Dixon line, and for 40 years. And on your deathbed, somebody said, you know what? I just heard that the Mason-Dixon line is right there on the horizon by that big tree. I just found out. And here you are slaving on the corporate plantation for 40 years, and you just find out that the Mason-Dixon line was right there. All you had to do was make a run for it. Some of you are closer to the Mason-Dixon line than you even know. Some of you are literally 3 months away from acquiring a multifamily home and achieving rent freedom. And then some of you are 15 months away from achieving rent and mortgage freedom and having your single family home. You didn't know how close you were. You didn't understand the game. I'm here to tell you that you are closer than you even know. Some of you are positioned to take advantage of this if you're ready to run for it. If you're not ready to run, then you're gonna get left behind, okay? So if you're ready to go, let's go, all right? So the multifamily math, okay? If I told you I found an ATM machine that would eliminate your $1,000 a month rent expense forever, and on top of that, give you an extra $90 cash every single month guaranteed, all you have to do is pay $10,500 one time, would you give up or go get the money? Would you give up or go get the money? I found an ATM machine that will pay you $1,090 every single month. All you have to do is find $10,500 one time and you can have it. It's pretty straightforward. You would get your money back in 10 months. And after that, everything is all upside from there. Okay? So everybody's like, look, I'll go get the money. You know me, Julian. I'm about that life. I'll do what I got to do. You know me. Okay? You know my street name, y'all, is Toothpick because I'm so bony. They call me Toothpick, but Toothpick don't play. I'll go get that money. They call me Toothpick out in these streets, y'all. All right? So you all say you would go get that money. All right? So let me show you this, y'all. Oh, somebody said, I got the money already. That's what I'm talking about. Somebody said, I already got that money. Good. So this duplex that I show you, look at it. $300,000, 3.5% down is $10,500. The rents on this property are $3,200. That gets $1,600 per unit. The mortgage is $1,259. The taxes and insurance are $335. And the CapEx, repair reserve, and vacancy rate are $515. That's money that I set aside for future expenses that will occur as a result of trying to maintain this property. Even after subtracting all those expenses, the mortgage, taxes, insurance, CapEx, repair reserve, and vacancy rate, I'm left with a cash flow of $1,090 every single month as a result of this property. This is the ATM machine, y'all. You just couldn't see it. Again, you were driving to work, to pick up your kids at the grocery store. You were driving past ATM machines all day long, and you couldn't see it as such because you didn't understand the economics or how to evaluate a deal. This is my ATM machine, and I have 10 of them. And I'm going to continue to acquire more and more and more. It's just math, y'all. It's just math. So tell me this. What other business can you buy for $300,000 with only $10,500 down, get financed for the other $289,000 in 30 to 45 days, have that business immediately cash flow in 30 days, and succeed with minimal time, effort, or experience? What other business can you buy like that, y'all? Gotta let the flutes play. Gotta let the flutes play. Come on, y'all. Somebody said a brick. A brick. Y'all ready to slang, huh? You about that life? You really about that life? You afraid to deal with tenants, and you gonna be afraid to deal with people with guns, right? And drug lords. So come on. Let's be honest, y'all. So look, multifamily real estate is it. There is none. And so this is why we need to get this asset in your family. Now, when it comes to buying multifamily real estate, it's different than buying single family real estate. When you buy single family real estate, it's 3 decisions. One, How much did we get approved for? We got approved for $500,000. How much is this home? It's $480,000. Do I like it? Yes. 3 decision factors when it comes to buy a single family property. When you're buying multifamily real estate, there are actually 23 numbers that you have to know to evaluate a deal. 23. And because I know what all these numbers are and how to find them quickly, I'm able to evaluate deals. This is a financial model that I developed over the past 7 years, and I use it to evaluate every single deal. When you plug in the numbers to this financial model, you can never go wrong on a multifamily real estate deal. You will never make a mistake. You will never buy a bad deal. So it's really important that you know how to truly evaluate a deal, because if you miss one of these numbers, it can literally break your deal. Missing one of these numbers will literally break your deal. So you have to know how to evaluate deals and how to do them quickly, because it actually takes you looking at dozens and dozens and dozens of deals to actually find one that you end up closing on. So because I know how to evaluate deals quickly, remember I said the only thing that beats a cash offer is a fast offer. So I evaluate the deal, I text my agent, and within 15 minutes, I have a signed purchase agreement into the seller, okay? The seller just listed it an hour ago, and they already got an amazing offer. So guess what? I get the contract, and then from once I have the contract, I'm in negotiating power. Okay, I don't care if somebody had cash. They didn't move fast enough. So you have to know how to evaluate deals quickly, all right? So myth number 2, okay? I missed my opportunity, all right? I already told you that coronavirus is presenting you with the opportunity if you can see through the smoke and mirrors, okay? You don't miss opportunities in real estate. In real estate, you actually create opportunities, plural. There's no one house that you missed on that, oh man, I wish I would have got that house. Look at it now. Da, da, da. No, there's no one opportunity. In real estate, opportunities are being created by you every single day through the relationships and your ability to make deals, okay? The challenge is that you haven't learned how to see opportunities because your eyes have been trained by HGTV, okay? So you don't actually know how to see opportunities, right? So a lot of you are caught up in this HGTV foolishness. And I want to be real clear with you. Your first investment property won't look like anything on HGTV. It will not. And guess what? None of my properties that I have right now will never, ever, 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 ever be featured on HGTV. And guess what? I don't care. This is not about granite countertops. This is about guaranteed cash flow. Now, my properties are decent enough where I would actually live in every one of my properties. Okay, I would be happy to live in all but one of my properties because that one is in the hood. It's nice inside, but it's in the hood. Okay, so I'm not saying that my properties are run down or anything like that, but it will never be featured on HGTV because HGTV is training your eyes to look at property like this. Like every piece of property needs to look like these pictures. And that's not the reality of multifamily real estate investing. You've been watching shows like the Property Brothers, right? How many Property Brothers fans, right? I say screw the Property Brothers. I'm your new property brother with an A, and I'm gonna keep it real with you about real estate. It's not about granite countertops. This is about guaranteed cash flow, okay? I don't care about your granite countertops, all right? So let me share with you my first property. This is what it looked like, okay? My first property was not my dream home, but it made my dreams possible, all right? It's nice inside, it's clean. I was the first one to live in it, okay? But it has a linen white paint, okay? Linen white paint and not a traditional brownstone, decent floors, but look at the kitchen, y'all. There's no granite countertops in that kitchen. That's the cheapest countertop you could get at Lowe's right now. Those cabinets, cheapest cabinets you can get at Lowe's right now. My appliances, look at them, white appliances. No stainless steel appliances in there. Now, I love that dishwasher though. The only thing that's stainless steel in that kitchen is a sink. And the floors are some vinyl, okay? This was my first property, okay? I knew that it was not my dream home, but because I purchased this property, it made all my dreams possible. The first property in your portfolio, you have to buy it right, because it creates the domino effect that leads to all the other ones, all right? So I just wanna be clear with you about what the difference is between an HGTV single family buyer and a multifamily real estate investor. Single family buyers, they're looking for granite countertops. Multifamily investors, they're looking for guaranteed cash flow. Single family buyers, they buy based on emotions. Multifamily investors buy based on economics. Single family buyers, they're trying to keep up with the Joneses. Multifamily investors are trying to get ahead of the Joneses. Single family buyers, they're looking to buy their dream home. Multifamily investors are looking for an asset that will pay for their dream home. Single family buyers, they're looking for a place to raise their kids. Multifamily investors are looking for a place to raise their net worth. Single family buyers are looking for a place to call home. Multifamily investors are looking for a place that other people can call home. Single family buyers are looking for open concept. Multifamily investors are looking to open up the possibilities in their life. Single family buyers, they're looking for a finished basement, one of those buzzwords. Multifamily investors are looking to start building their wealth. Which side of the equation do you want to be on? Type MI if you want to be a multifamily real estate investor. Type MI if you want to be a multifamily real estate investor. Okay. So we got to train your eyes to think differently. Okay. So we're going to go into the multifamily map. A lot of you are looking for properties on Trulia and Zillow. And I want to be very clear with you. This is not where I find real estate deals. There's a difference between real estate listings and real estate deals. Trulia, Zillow, Redfin, they have a lot of real estate listings. The best real estate deals are actually found offline. They are not found on these websites. Mass marketed listings regularly command a 30% premium to off-market deals. So you have to learn how to find off-market deals because that's where the true value is. A lot of you have signed up with a real estate agent and you just wait passively for them to send you some automated email based on the criteria you say. I want this many square feet. I want this many bedrooms, this many bathrooms, this neighborhood, this kind of style of house, etc. And then you're waiting passively, hoping that a deal is going to land in your lap. That is not how you find real estate deals, y'all. It is not, okay? When you get one of those mass emails, there are 1,000 people who are also getting that same exact email. You think you're going to find a deal that way? No. You're going to be in a price war that way, and you're going to end up overpaying for property, okay? So you need to learn how to get off-market deals coming to you. I get off-market deals coming to me via Instagram, via text message, via Facebook, via email, all day, every day. I'm getting off-market deals coming to me. I quickly evaluate them through the purchase or past deal analyzer, and I either move on it or I don't. Okay, so watch this. One of my students said this. Gabriel said, Ronique, congratulations. Did you find this deal on Zillow? He said, no, I found it through a real estate financial broker who knew a wholesaler. Okay, off-market deals are where it's at. Okay, these deals never hit MLS. These are what people call pocket deals. They come through relationships and through research, not through Trulia, Zillow, or Redfin. So these are the type of deals that we have to find if we want to be able to buy right. All right. So in order to do that, you actually need the 4 eyes of real estate. Okay. The 4 eyes of real estate are 1, eyes for the market. How do you know if a market is expanding or contracting? Okay. Then you have to have eyes for the neighborhood. You need to be able to identify the 33 signs of gentrification. One of the signs of gentrification is a white girl running at 9:30 p.m. With their ear pods in and not looking over her shoulders and has no care in the world. Okay. That's a sign of gentrification. Now, you do not want to buy in a neighborhood that has all 33 signs of gentrification because guess what? The prices have already risen. You want to find a neighborhood that is in between 15 and 20 signs of gentrification that is moving towards 33 signs of gentrification. That way you get to ride the wave, okay? Now, I want to be very clear. There's nothing wrong with gentrification. What people have been calling gentrification is actually colonization. Colonization is when outsiders come in and try to displace the people who are originally from there. Gentrification is actually the upliftment of a community. If an entire block of Black owners decided to plant flowers and do the facades of their buildings over, guess what? They just gentrified their block and they all increased their property values and their equity collectively. There's nothing wrong with gentrification, okay? There is a problem with colonization. So what people have been calling gentrification is actually colonization, but colonization is too harsh because it evokes too much in the history of America, okay? So when you see that or you hear that, call it out for what it is. That's colonization. We are seeking to gentrify or uplift communities by us owning these properties and doing right by the people who are from those places, all right? Next thing is properties, eyes for the properties, okay? You have to go in, and I'm not looking at granite countertops. I'm not looking at stainless steel appliances. Look, y'all, HGTV has y'all caught up because you go in and you're looking for stainless steel appliances. A stainless steel refrigerator costs $800. Why would you make a $400,000 decision off of an $800 appliance? Does that make any sense whatsoever? Your granite countertops that you're so enamored by, that buzzword, they cost $1,200 with an undermount sink. Why would you make a $400,000 decision off a $1,200 countertop? Like, you're focused on the wrong things. When I go into a property, I'm not looking at any of that. I'm looking at hidden value and hidden cost. What are the hidden values? Is there extra room here, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera? What are the hidden costs? Oh, is this house leaning, this and that? I'm looking for the hidden cost and the hidden value. That's how I evaluate a property, okay? Then you have to have eyes for the deal, right? There's usually 3 ways to structure any real estate deal, and you have to figure out which one is best given that particular property, all right? So I told you I was gonna educate you really quickly on real estate agent. You have to be clear that your real estate agent is not a real estate investor. You realize that the most important number in multifamily real estate is cash on cash return. And guess what? Most of your agents don't know how to calculate cash on cash return. It's not on the real estate exam, y'all. Real estate agents are in the business of selling single family homes to American dreamers. They do not understand real estate investing, okay? I don't work with real estate agents who don't understand cash on cash return or who don't own multifamily themselves. because most real estate agents don't get it. You as a real estate agent, investor, lead your real estate agent. They do not lead you. That is the difference between this relationship. I tell my real estate agents what to do and where to make offers. They don't tell me what to do. So this is why you have to be empowered and own that relationship, or else you're going to be let an agent have you pay overpriced for something that is not a good deal. And guess what? They benefit from you paying overpriced because they get paid based off of a percentage of commission. They don't want the price to be lower because then their commission is lower. They want the price to be as high as possible, don't they? So you have to be very careful, and you have to understand the economics of real estate before you actually go make offers, all right? So then myth number 3, this is gonna mess up a lot of y'all heads. Myth number 3 is I need to pay down my debt first. Whoo, that's so false, y'all. You wanna know the truth? The truth is you need to buy an asset that will pay down your debt first. I'm gonna let that sit for a second. You don't have to pay down your debt. You need to buy an asset that will pay down your debt. See, I know a lot of you are Dave Ramsey fans and you trying to be debt-free and things of that nature so you can ring your bell. You trying to be debt-free will have you caught up, and it will slow your ability to build wealth. I want to be very clear with you. You realize that being debt-free does not mean you are financially free? Being debt-free does not mean you are financially free, because if all your income is still active income, you're still trading time for money, you are not financially free. Financial freedom is when your passive income is greater than your cost of living. So just because you're debt-free doesn't mean that you're financially free. So a lot of people are out here chasing the opportunity to be debt-free. I paid off my mortgage, I paid off my student loans, etc. I'm in no rush to pay those things off. Though that's cheap money. What do I mean by cheap money? If I can borrow money at 3% and I know how to make that money work at 15%, how much money should I borrow, y'all? If I can borrow money at 3% and I know how to make that money yield 15%, how much money should I borrow, y'all? I should borrow as much as I possibly can because I get to keep the margin. See, y'all got caught up. Remember, Dave Ramsey lost his real estate portfolio because he bought wrong. And so that's where his risk aversion comes from. And there are some people in the United States who are so risk averse in their subconscious that they need to follow his plan. But if we're really trying to build wealth, we need to be on offense. Some of y'all, what did Nipsey say? Ain't no point in playing defense. Well, that's why I dove off the deep end. Some of y'all playing defense and y'all ain't got nothing to defend. If I go look at your bank accounts and your balance sheet, you got nothing to defend, but you playing defense. This is the time to be on 100% offense. We got to go out there and get it and be willing to risk it all. Not all, okay? I want you to have your emergency fund, but we got to be on offense, y'all. We got a lot of catching up to do. Even though I don't compare myself to any other cultural group or race or whatnot, we got a lot of catching up to do. We got a lot of gains that are out there to be had. But we out here playing defense when we got nothing to protect. What are you defending? The $10,000 in your bank account? The student debt in your bank account? What are you defending? It's time to be on offense so that we actually have something to defend. All right? So let me explain what this means to you. A lot of y'all got caught up with bad debt, and there's bad debt and there's good debt. Bad debt is debt that you have to pay back, like a single family mortgage, student loans, credit card debt. Those are debts that you have to pay back. Good debt actually pays for itself and leaves you with cash flow. So when you buy a multifamily home, now that's good. You use good debt to acquire the asset, right? And then the fact that you have no rents allows you to pay your single family mortgage. The fact that you have cash flow allows you to pay off your credit card debt. The fact that you're going to get tax savings from controlling this property will then allow you to pay off your student loans. So you want to acquire good debt to pay off your bad debts, all right? So I'm going to show you a very specific example. How many of you have student loans, y'all? How many of you have student loans? Oh, my goodness. This is sick, y'all. That was the greatest hustle of all time. I'm going to sell you a piece of paper with gold trim for $200,000. That is the greatest hustle of all time. And colleges are being exposed by coronavirus. They're not going to last. Unless you really educating folks, they're not going to last. But watch this, y'all. I'm going to show you something. This is going to mess up your head. Watch this. 2 people have $40,000 in student debt, okay? One person on the Dave Ramsey plan. The other one came to this webinar and said, I'm buying a multifamily property. Watch this. The person on the Dave Ramsey plan, the person who came here bought a $300,000 multifamily home as soon as they possibly could, okay? Over 4 years, that property is appreciated to $340,000, and they were able to take the cash flow from that property to pay off their student loans, okay? That's the person who came to this webinar and took action. The other person was on the Dave Ramsey tip, and he's like, I'm gonna eat peanut butter jelly sandwich and top ramen for 2 years. I'm gonna pay $20,000 in debt every year for the next 2 years, and I'm gonna live real simply and not do anything and just have my Netflix account, and I'm gonna pay off my student debt because I want to be debt free. So for 2 years, they end up trying to knock out their student debt, and after 2 years, they do. After 2 years, guess what? They have no money because they paid it all to Nelnet. So now they want to own a multifamily home now, right? But they have no money, so they have to spend time saving up money for their down payment, okay? And so now it's 4 years later, right, from the moment that they started, and how much is the home that they wanted to buy? How much is that home now? That home is now $340,000. So watch this, y'all. Listen to me very clearly. The person was rushing to pay off $40,000 in debt when they could have acquired an asset at $300,000. Now that they paid off their debt, they're ready to buy the asset, but the asset is now worth $340,000. So they rushed to pay off their student debt of $40,000. Now they have zero debt, right? But now they acquired the same asset that the other person bought, but it cost $40,000 more. So guess what? They just got the $40,000 handed back to them, but now it's in the form of a mortgage. I don't think y'all caught that. They rushed to pay off $40,000 in student debt when they could have bought an asset that paid it off instead. But now it's 4 years later. Now they want to acquire that asset, but it's cost $40,000 more. So they spent all this time eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and top ramen to pay off $40,000 in debt. But after all, they got it handed back to them in the form of a mortgage because now they pay $340,000 for the same asset that they could have gotten for $300,000. This is why you are not in a rush to be debt free, y'all. Dave Ramsey will have you caught up and will slow your progress to you achieving financial freedom. Yep, that's the right language. Who said that? Who said that? T. Sparks said they double paid. They double paid because they didn't have wealth consciousness. They were based in scarcity. All right? So there's 4 financial benefits to multifamily real estate. This property that I've showed you during this presentation, let me show you. Remember, this is long-term game. This is not get rich quick. This is get rich guaranteed over time. So let me show you what this one single property is going to do for my last name. Over the next 30 years, this property will generate at least $638,000 in cash flow. That's after principal, interest, taxes, insurance, CapEx, repair reserve, and vacancy rate. Okay? The tax savings from this property will be $278,000. Literally, I will not be paying Uncle Sam $250,000 in taxes because of this one property. The principal pay down by tenants will be $225,000. And if this property appreciates by 1% every single year for the next 30 years, it'll be worth an additional $104,000. And the reality is that real estate actually appreciates by 3%. So I was just being conservative. So when you add up all those things, this one single property is going to lead to a $1.2 million shift in generational wealth for me and my family. One property. And I have 10 of them, y'all. And I'm not stopping. This is the name of the game. This is when you understand the economics behind multifamily real estate, it becomes a no-brainer to go acquire an asset for $10,500 down now that is actually going to lead to $1.2 million shift in generational wealth for you and your family. So you need to ask yourself the $1 million question: what are you going to do today to make sure that you are never economically vulnerable like this tomorrow? Many of you got exposed by coronavirus. Many of you got caught up with your pants down. You realized that you had no passive income whatsoever. All your income was active. Some of you were unemployed. Some of you went on furlough, etc. Some of you had pay cuts due to coronavirus, etc. You got exposed. So what are you going to do differently now to make sure that you are never exposed by shifts and fluctuations in the economy again? This economic environment is not affecting me whatsoever. Oh, Julian, what about your tenants? 26 out of 27 of my tenants paid on time. 26 out of 27 of my tenants. There was one who was shady, who milked the no eviction policy, and that was a tenant that I inherited. I didn't get to screen them. They came with the property, but all my tenants that I screened, they all paid, y'all. And that's a really important step in this multifamily process, is being able to screen the right tenants, making sure you have the right people in your property, all right? So a lot of people talk about securing the bag. In order to secure the bag, you do that by securing a building. And that building will secure your housing, it will secure your retirement, and it will secure your legacy, all right? So in chat, let me know, what was the number one thing that you learned tonight? I know we went a little bit over. What's the number one thing that you learned tonight, y'all? In chat, let me know. Everything, assets, let's go. MI is wealth. A lot of, I'm not gonna curse, somebody type that in. that I can own a building, start now. I've been hoodwinked, purchase an asset to pay off debt. Good. I'm homeless. Good. Y'all got some of the major messages, so I'm happy to hear that. So earlier at the beginning, I asked if I asked for permission, if I gave you some great content, could I take 10 minutes at the end to share an opportunity with you? If I still got the green light for that, please let me know. If you're not interested, that's perfectly fine. I hope you got enough tonight to go chew on and go act on and take you advantage of it. I wish you the best on your journey if you decide to go at it alone. But if you're really serious about making this happen and you want to make sure that you are guided and are able to do it right and be able to buy right, I would love to show you and be your leader on the Above Ground Railroad. So let me share that opportunity with you all right now real quick, okay? So obviously, those of you who are still here, you're here because you want generational wealth, you want passive income, and you want more freedom. That's what you all typed in earlier. You want to quit your job, you want to walk in your purpose, be an entrepreneur, spend time with your family, etc. Well, I know because that was me too. Now, when it comes to real estate, there's all kinds of ways to make money. You probably heard of tax liens, wholesaling, Airbnb, vacation rentals, commercial real estate, foreclosures, etc. My expertise obviously is in multifamily real estate. This is where I can do a deep dive with you to help you acquire that first property, which then it kicks off and initiates your entire portfolio. Again, this is my portfolio, 10 multifamily homes, 30 doors, 13.83% cash on cash return, 19.5% appreciation, $36,000 in monthly rent revenue. I do not keep all that rent revenue. I just want to be clear, very clear and transparent. A lot of that, not a lot of it, a portion of it goes to principal, interest, taxes, insurance, capex, repairs, and vacancy rate. So I keep a significant portion of it, but not all of that goes into my pocket every single month. Okay, so I just want to be very clear. I want to be honest about the numbers, y'all. I do not want to mislead anybody. Okay, this property and then the portfolio is worth about almost $4 million now. Okay, now if you want to verify that I actually control these properties, that I'm not just making this up, you can go to nolaassessor.com. NOLA assessor. Your assessor's office is who manages the properties and the taxes, etc. And you can type in Julian Newton Gordon or Purpose Properties LLC, and you will see that I have 8 properties here in New Orleans. So for those of you who are skeptical or anything like that, I'm giving you hardcore evidence. I'm giving you permission to go search for it yourself. This is not Photoshop. These are my actual properties. I have the keys to all of them. All right. So this is just for any of the skeptics out there. There's always people out there. So you just got to make sure that you can address them. All right. So what I want to invite you to all be a part of is a program that I created called the Multifamily Masterplan, which is a 12-week experience where I will guide you through everything that we discussed and a lot more to accelerate how quickly you're able to buy a multifamily home the right way that gives you rent freedom for those of you who are renters and or positive cash flow that pays another debt for those of you who own single family homes like a mortgage, student loans, credit cards, or medical bills. All right. I want to walk you through the program really quickly. There's 5 modules, and that is finance it, find it, finalize it, fix it, and fill it. And I want to give you just the highlights from some of those modules. Okay. So in the financing module, I'm going to show you no to low money down programs and grants you can use to get started without a huge savings. What exactly are lenders looking for? The key numbers and ratios you need to be aware of. Quick credit fixes to improve your credit score and keep your interest rates down and save literally tens of thousands of dollars. FHA loans debunked, the dark side that most people don't tell you beyond it being 3.5% down. Why you must shop for lenders first and not the home, and how to get the lowest interest rates possible. Some of you out here shopping for homes and haven't even been pre-approved. Like you can find the perfect deal, but because you haven't done your financing, you can't move on that deal. Like some of y'all are just doing it out of order because you don't know. And so this is what this program is all about. It's a very linear and sequential program. Why you should go as big as possible on your first property, as long as it makes sense. All right. And then this is what Sandy just said. Hey fam, just wanted to share. It's very important to interview lenders. I now have 3 pre-approval letters, one for 500, one for 440, 415, and one for 700. For the newbies in this group, do not skip steps. I will leverage these to get the best rate, but of course the VA loan is my first choice. Okay, so this is just Sandy. She recently posted this and how I helped her get approved for even more than she expected, almost double what she expected. All right. Then module 2, find it. How to find great deals in your backyard. Literally, my first deal was literally in my backyard. The property that I was renting was on Fulton Street in Brooklyn. I bought the property that was literally right behind it. There are deals around you. You just have to know how to find them. The 33 signs of gentrification to ensure that you buy right before prices rise and not right after they do. How to use the internet and the specific websites you need to know to find and do due diligence on a deal. Remember, I'm not talking Trulia, Redfin, or Zillow, okay? These are not the websites that I'm talking about. How to evaluate a deal in another state if you're investing from a distance. Why the asking price that a seller wants doesn't matter, and the real metrics that make a deal worth it or not. And the people and tools you need in place to get off-market deals coming to you daily. Then finalize it. The 23 numbers you need to truly evaluate whether to purchase or pass on a real estate opportunity. I know some of you in chat were asking, Julian, can I have that financial model? I do not give that away for free. That is only for my students, and it is absolutely priceless. You will never make a mistake with that financial model. How to quickly evaluate a deal in 10 minutes or less so that you can get your offer in before anyone else. The four most overlooked numbers that can make or break a deal. How to never pay at or above asking price and get it reduced to whatever you desire without worrying about the seller walking away. And the 5 ways to exit any deal if the numbers aren't adding up or something doesn't feel right. All right. Then the fix it module, the 10 types of contractors you need to have and trust in and on speed dial once the deal is in motion. I'm not talking about once you bought the property. You need to have these contractors in place before you buy the property because you're going to use them for the inspection process, which is your greatest point of leverage in the negotiation. Okay. How to vet your team beyond using Yelp, Angie's List, and the questions to ask and things to look for. Walk, crawl, climb, everything you must do, ask, and look for during the inspection process. First things first, what are the very first things you need to do once you have the keys? Hint, it is not move in. And then fix it or nix it. What you should fix immediately and what can wait for later until cash starts flowing. And then finally, fill it. You're a landlord now, how to avoid those 3 a.m. phone calls and manage a building without always being there. How to find great tenants fast if you have vacant units that need to be filled, what you need, who you need, and where to post. You'll get a free download of my sample lease agreement and long distance investing secrets, how to manage your investment without being there in the top 20 markets to invest in. Okay, so you get all that with the program. Now, for those of you who are single family buyers, I know some of you are concerned. I told you that there are ways to get out of your situation. There are 6 ways to reverse yourself out of that situation. For those of you who are single family buyers, and there's 5 ways to use FHA twice. In this specific module right here in the special situation section, I literally outline all of those options for you so that you can move away from being single family and actually get on the path of being a real estate investor. You are not trapped. Yes, you may have signed a death pledge, but it is not permanent. We're going to rip up that agreement and we're going to move in a different direction. Okay. So I have a specific module that is outlined for those of you who are single family buyers. All right. Now, I'm going to share some success stories really quickly with some of my students. This is the Roll family, and they said, Julian's journey has always been an inspiration to my wife and I. We didn't think we were ready, but Julian helped us see that we were. Now that we own a 4-plex in Los Angeles that is already appreciated and generates enough cash flow for my wife and I to both step into entrepreneurship full time while still being financially responsible parents of our 1-year-old daughter, Jubilee. The Campbell family. My issue was that I had a rental property that I wasn't cash flowing because I didn't buy right, as Julian always says. Thanks to his coaching, we came up with a strategy to sell that property and leverage it up into a multifamily unit using a 1031 exchange. We found a real estate attorney to transfer the rental property out of my name and into LLC. Now that we corrected our real estate wrongs and have a cash flowing Airbnb in Charlotte, which Julian has taught me how to scale quickly, and a multifamily where we live mortgage free in one of the 2 units. All right. Then Dante. He's from New Orleans, joined the program, immediately found a deal and closed on that September 19th in just over 30 days. Jackie Hall Cooper, she closed on a 3-family and a single family in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Her agents dressed like the scarecrow because that was on Halloween. Then this is Spencer. He lives in Texas, but bought in his hometown of Cleveland, Ohio, this duplex here. And then this is the Powell family. They actually closed on a property in Detroit. They live in Oakland, California, which is obviously an expensive market. I'm from there. And so they realized that in order to be investors, they were going to have to invest elsewhere. So they bought this beautiful duplex in Detroit, Michigan. Jason lives in San Antonio, Texas. I helped him find this duplex here in New Orleans. And then Robin, she's from New Orleans and she bought this beautiful home not too far from me here in New Orleans. Ronique, you saw him earlier. He closed on this 4-plex in less than 30 days in Birmingham, Alabama. He's actually already working on his second property, which he bought for $25,000, is putting $45,000 into the renovation, and it'll be worth $175,000. He's literally about to step into $100,000 in equity because of what I've taught him in this program. Then we have one of our youngest students, Demetrius, who closed on this fourplex in Killeen, Texas. He joined October 17th, closed on October 24th. He used a VA loan. Just so excited to see young people taking advantage of this. He owns his first property way before I owned my first property. So I can imagine where he's going to be as he goes forward and continues on. Steven lives in New York. I helped him find this duplex here in New Orleans, and using my strategies, he was able to get it for $35,000 under asking. $35,000 under asking because he leveraged the inspection process, which is what I teach in the program. This is April. She bought this beautiful property in Virginia Beach, Virginia. And she lives in one, Airbnbs the other three. And even in the midst of COVID, she was getting over $4,000 a month in rent from Airbnb. So once she's at full capacity, that's probably going to jump up to anywhere from $7,000 to $8,000 a month. Okay. I normally don't have my students buy single family home, but Jay found such a great deal with $8,000 in equity in it, and that it still worked. And so her first rental was actually a small single family home where the cash flow still made sense. This is Fernando and his family. They live in Los Angeles. They bought this property in Los Angeles on March 5th, 2020. They're actually going to run the group home business model through this property. And they say that the numbers are crazy when it's ran as a group home. Terrence lives in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. He bought this fourplex with a VA loan. So we're excited for him. Jetro, he bought this fourplex in Gainesville, Florida. He went to University of Florida and bought this property in a neighborhood that he was familiar with from going to school down there. He doesn't live there though. Sandra bought this duplex in Kansas City, Missouri, in a gentrifying neighborhood. She's going to do the same thing that Jetro did, renovate it, force appreciation, do a cash out refi, and get all her money out of that deal and still have a cash flow. And Nicole bought this fourplex in Chicago, and she originally, it was priced at $362. She got it for $340, and her interest rate is only 3.5%. Devin, and if you look at these dates, Jetro closed April 30th, Sandra April 30th, Nikki April 15th, Devin May 12th. I literally have students closing in the midst of COVID, y'all. So for those of you in the Northeast, Devin closed on this double in East Orange, New Jersey. So check out East Orange, New Jersey if you're in the Northeast. And this is also Northeast. Baltimore, Allen closed on this threeplex in Baltimore. He joined April 25th, closed on June 17th. And here's what he said. Hey, Julian, I just want to thank you for the great service that you provide. I learned a great deal from your detailed instruction for the past 3 months during this pandemic. And I recently closed on a multifamily property in Baltimore, Maryland on 6/17/20. The property cash flows in an appreciating market and with built-in equity as well. I would not have had the confidence to handle the deal like such a boss without the expert knowledge provided in your course. I felt like I had the answers to the test every step of the way. Thanks again, brother, for the gateway to freedom and generational wealth. I will certainly pay it forward. Best regards, Alan. So that is Alan there. And then our one of our most recent closings is July 28th. Darren and Aisha, they closed in Providence, Rhode Island. They joined April 30th, closed in just 3 months on July 28th. And they bought this beautiful home triplex in Providence, Rhode Island. So we're so happy for them and starting off their family in that way. So so that is the multifamily master plan and the results of it. Normally this program would cost $1,999. That is not the price tonight. I'll share with you the full price in just a second, but you will not pay that tonight. In fact, tonight I'm going to show you how you can get access to the program for free. Okay. I repeat, I'm going to show you how you can get access to the program for free. You know, some of y'all like, you tripping. Stop lying. What's the catch? Okay, what's the catch? All you have to do to get access to this program for free is join the Multifamily Movement Mastermind, which is committed to creating freedom and generational wealth through real estate. As you heard, my mission is to help 300 people and families acquire a cash flow positive multifamily home within 6 months of being pre-qualified. And here's what I mean by free. Julie, you just said it was free. What do you mean I got to join this thing now? Here's the deal, y'all. I've been teaching online for over a decade now. And what I realized is that only 7% of people complete programs online when left up to their own devices. In chat, just be honest with me, y'all. How many of a book on your bookshelf that you intended to read in order to improve your life and you haven't even cracked it open? Please let me know. Just be honest, okay? We ain't got to lie to kick it. Be real. How many bought an online course and never logged in, didn't complete module 1? All right? So this is why I don't give out my information for free in that way. So here's the deal. With the multifamily master plan, you are not paying me for the information. The information is scattered all over the internet, on YouTube, podcasts, blog posts. You can go buy books, etc. The real estate industry has not changed that drastically over the course of time. What makes my program work is that I provide you with the structure and the accountability to implement the information. I'm not just here for the transfer of information. I'm here for your transformation. Okay. If you get the information and you never integrate it into your life, then guess what? I never achieved my purpose. I don't reach my 300 goal. And so what makes my program so effective is that I provide you with the accountability and the structure to make sure that the information gets implemented. So it's kind of like a personal trainer. You could go watch YouTube videos and do workouts on your own if you have the discipline, right? But when you have a personal trainer showing up, right, you show up in a different way. And so that's why my students get to the finish line, because it's not just information based, that you are paying for the accountability and the structure. I want to be very clear about that. You are paying for the accountability and structure. Now watch this. When you say yes to the accountability and the structure, I will give you access to everything that is in my mind that I know about real estate. When you say yes to the accountability and the structure, then I know you're for real, and I will give you access to everything in my head for free. Okay, so that is how this program is structured. Now, this is a program in real life. Okay, this is 100 of us in New Orleans and on MLK weekend of this year. That's me right there. That's my daughter right there. And this is the Wealth and Real Estate Weekend, which I'll talk about in just a second. This is a movement in real life, y'all. This is not just some online course. I hope to slap hands and hug every one of you at some point on our journey. Okay, so this is a movement in real life. So the Multifamily Master Plan, that's the first part of the program. It's not really a course, and I'm gonna explain to you why. Because only 20% of the program is on the computer. In the same way that I changed many of your minds today, right? We did a lot of mental work today. There's more work that I have to do on your mind. Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. So there's still videos you have to watch, but this is not a program where you're just gonna watch videos, sit back, Netflix and chill, and just hope that a multifamily real estate deal lands in your lap. The way that this works is that 20% is on the computer, right? And then 40% is on the phone, talking to agents, lenders, wholesalers, right? Building relationships with contractors, etc. You have to be building relationships. The other 40% of this program is actually in your shoes and in your car. You have to be, real estate is a contact sport. You have to be in contact with people and properties. You will not just find deals just sitting at your computer, all right? So 80% of this program is not even in front of the computer. This is so action-oriented, and I'm gonna show you exactly how. The way I've structured this program and hold you accountable is through this particular process. Every week, you will get a brand new challenge. You'll get the financial house cleaning challenge, the lender shopping challenge, the pre-approval challenge, the real estate agent challenge, the neighborhood knowledge challenge #1, a deal a day challenge #1, and then you'll get the real estate team building challenge, the new neighborhood challenge #2, deal a day challenge #2, and you'll continue to do those neighborhood challenges and deal a day challenges over and over and over again until it becomes habitual, okay? This is all action. I'm gonna get you up and out of your seat and into the world so that you can build your real estate Rolodex and be able to be in contact and really start to understand your market, all right? Now, let me show you the program and how detailed it is, all right? This program is linear. As the woman said, do not skip steps. This is how detailed the program is. You're not gonna log in and just see 5 videos. No, this goes into depth. You think this webinar was valuable? Then guess what? This is the full program laid out. Every week, you're gonna get 2 types of videos. You're gonna get mindset videos. We start with the mindset first, and then after we've renewed the mind, then you're gonna get movement videos. These are the things that you actually have to do. Get up out of your seat, out of your house, and actually do that week in order to move the needle forward towards you controlling multifamily real estate, okay? Now, every week we have a weekly deal room call on Sunday, okay? This is where I hold you accountable. On that call, you actually have to report back to me what you did in the previous week to move the ball forward. And then as we exit that call, you have to let me know what you're gonna do in the upcoming week to move forward, right? This call is where you get coaching from me. There is no one-on-one coaching in this program. If I did one-on-one coaching, you would have to pay me a lot of money. I have too many people to impact, so I have to use the group coaching model in order to get this information out to as many people as possible, okay? But on the weekly deal room calls, you can sign up to be in the hot seat, and I will coach you on camera just like this, but the entire community will be listening in, okay? Now, if you don't want to be coached, you can just listen in and watch how I coach other people through the same challenges that you're likely going to face on your real estate journey, okay? So this is where the accountability comes in terms of you have to report back to me what you did, set a game plan for the upcoming week, and where you can actually get coached on any obstacle you're facing on your journey, okay? You also get the Purchase or Pass Deal Analyzer. Okay, I told you this is priceless. I use this to evaluate deals. You will never make a mistake if you just follow the steps and plug in the 23 numbers on the purchase or pass deal analyzer. So first and foremost, you have to know what the numbers are, where to find them, and how to plug them in. And I guarantee you will never make a mistake in multifamily real estate when you use this. You also, in order to meet me in person, you'll also get to come to New Orleans for my live 2-day event called the Wealth and Real Estate Weekend. On day one, I share with you all of my wealth building principles outside of real estate, and I have a wealth of information to share with you from that. And then on day two, we do all real estate. We go look at my actual properties, and we go look at deals that we could potentially do together. We'll likely be going up to Baton Rouge this year, where we're doing major investment for the Buyback Baton Rouge Fund. Okay, so that is in New Orleans. You all get a free ticket to that event that is worth $599. So when you put all that together, the multifamily master plan, lifetime access, again, lifetime access, the weekly deal room call coaching, that's $2,399, the purchase or pass deal analyzer, which is priceless, and the live 2-day event in New Orleans at $599. Together, everything that I'm sharing with you tonight is worth $4,997, okay? Now, let me ask you this before I share with you the actual price tonight. Would it be worth $4,997 one time to eliminate your monthly rent expense or single family home mortgage forever? Please let me know in chat. One time to eliminate those things forever, okay? Would it be worth $4,997 if all it did was help you acquire one multifamily property, right? That was cash flow positive within the next year, okay? Would it be worth $4,997 if the only thing you learned was how to buy right so that you never ended up underwater on a real estate deal thanks to the purchase or pass deal analyzer? All right, cool. So with that, I'm going to share with you your options to join the program tonight. Option number one, it feels free, but it's going to cost you the most. And that is you do absolutely nothing, okay? And while you do nothing, rents are going to continue to rise, making it too hard for you to save. And then prices of real estate are going to rise, making it too hard for you to buy. So that is option number one. Again, it's going to feel free, but it's actually going to cost you the most at the end of the day because you will never be able to acquire a multifamily real estate asset to have in your last name. Now, earlier, you all told me when I presented you with this hypothetical situation that you would go get the money. You know, you was like, you know me, Julian, I'm about that life. I'll do what I got to do. Thug life over here, right? You was about it, right? When you were using your Twitter fingers. And that was a hypothetical situation. But now I'm presenting you with a real life situation, a crossroads where you can continue on the path that you've been on financially, or you can get on a new road to financial freedom. And so you have the option to join, and I hope that you will do whatever it takes to go get the money, because I know that this investment will turn 100-fold over a period of 30 years if you buy right and follow my instruction. So in order to join tonight, you can join with option two, which is a one-time payment of $14.97. A one-time payment of $14.97. You can go to multifamilymovement.com. That's multifamilymovement.com. Literally at $14.97, all I'm asking you is for the equivalent of 1 to 2 months of rent or mortgage expense to put you in position to never have to pay rent or mortgage ever again. I'm asking you for 1 to 2 months worth of rent or mortgage to put you in position to never have to pay rent or mortgage again. That is the goal of this program, and I think that is fair. Now, how many of you heard of fortune builders? How many of you heard of fortune builders? Anybody been in one of their hotel meetings before? I've been in one of their hotel meetings because I heard that they were taking money from our people and raping the culture. And they charged $15,000 to $30,000 for the same thing that I'm sharing with you. When I went to that meeting here in New Orleans, there were 70% people of color in that meeting. And I saw people just taking out their credit cards and giving up their down payment. I do not want your down payment. You need your down payment to close on the property, okay? So I do need your commitment though. I need you to have some skin in the game. I don't want your down payment. I don't need your down payment. I'm doing fine in my own life, okay? I need you to have that and pour that into an asset that is actually gonna build wealth for your family. That's what gives me joy, all right? So I'm making sure that my people don't get robbed by outsiders, right? Colonization. And so I'm trying to gentrify my community. I'm trying to uplift each and every one of you. So option two is a one-time payment of $14.97. And that, if you take that option, that will save you $597 and you'll get access to everything immediately. So again, you can go to multifamilymovement.com. Please click the link. Let me know, is that site working? Are you getting the error page there? Is that one working? Let me know. Okay, cool. Thank you so much. Now, how many of you don't have $14.97 and need a payment plan? How many need a payment plan? Okay. So if I know we're in the midst of Corona, some people's money is funny and things of that nature, but let me just say this: it's a huge red flag if you don't have 1497 and you've been working for over 10 years. If you've been working for over 10 years and you do not have 1497 to invest in yourself, that's a huge red flag, and we have to do something different. But I'm going to work with you to make sure that you can still have access to this knowledge and information so that we can change that around. Okay. Now, Brandon, this is what he said. Thanks to you, bro. I was apprehensive at first to take your class due to the price point. I thought I could have learned from YouTube University, laugh out loud. In retrospect, you dropped too many jewels for me to count. One example saved me $1,200 by making the lenders compete. It was money well spent. For any new people reading this, Julian is a truth, good people, and has a wealth of knowledge. Appreciate all that you do, good brother, and profound impact that you make on so many. Now, Brandon went on to make his offer on his property. On June 22nd, he typed, FHA appraisal just came in at $14,000 above our offer and no repairs required. So he's about to step into $14,000 in equity. He's already getting a 10X on his investment. 1497, he's getting this 14,000 plus this other 1,000 that he saved. He's getting 10X right out the gates. Okay. So this is the power of the curriculum that I share with you. So for those of you who need a payment plan, you can join tonight for $349 per month for 6 months only. This is not a subscription that goes on indefinitely forever. And I hope you forget and it just keeps charging. No, it ends at 6 months and then you have lifetime access to the program. At $349 per month for 6 months, that is a total of $2,094. So again, the one pay is only $1,497. You save $597 when you do the one pay and you get access to everything immediately. With the payment plan, your modules will be dripped to you as your payments come in, out of fairness to those who committed and went head first and said, Julian, all the way in. Okay, I'm ready to do this. Okay, so I reward people for taking full commitment. But if you can't make full commitment, you can still get access to it. But again, your modules will be dripped as your payments come in. But you still have lifetime access once you make your 6th payment. Okay, so again, that's multifamily. That's also at multifamilymovement.com. Now, again, given that we are dealing with this coronavirus thing, I'm going to do something exceptional for the people who need a payment plan. What I'm going to do is I'm going to extend the opportunity to take advantage of the 1497 for 60 days. I'm going to extend it for 60 days. So what you'll do is you'll go to multifamilymovement.com. You will start on the $349 per month payment plan. And if you can pay the balance within 60 days, you will still save $597. So let me show you what that looks like. So you join tonight for $349, and then if before your next payment comes out, you pay $1148, you'll still save $597. But let's say that second payment hits, you pay $349 tonight, $349 a month from now, and before that 60th day, before that third payment hits, then guess what? If you pay $799 the balance, I will honor the $1497, and you will still save $597. Okay, so I'm giving you 60 days. Some of you getting tax returns, some of you might be getting birthday money. I don't know what may be coming your way. I pray that you find some money in a drawer somewhere. Okay, but I will allow you to still save and take advantage of the 1497 within the next 60 days if you pay off the balance before then. Is that fair, y'all? Is that fair? It is tax deductible if you have a business and this is continuing education. All right. So who should join? You should join this movement if you're a renter who has paid over $50,000 in rent living on your own, okay? You should join if you're a single-family buyer who wants to become a real estate investor. And you should join if you're willing to make the sacrifices of today for success in the future. But please do not join if you're looking for a get-rich-quick scheme and need money yesterday. This is not the program for you. Go find another multi-level marketing organization, okay? And do not join if you're unwilling to change what you're doing now to save money and search for real estate deals. You're gonna have to change something about yourself in order to make this work. You cannot keep doing the same things and expect to get different results. Okay. So with that, I'm going to answer questions in just a second, y'all. Okay. I just want to share the bonuses real quick. Bonus number 1 is the Fuel It module. The Fuel It module shows you how I bought each and every one of my properties, all 10 properties, what I paid for it, what was my strategy, how do I get the price reduced, etc. What I liked about the property, what I didn't, how I went from 0 to 1, 1 to 2, and 2 to 10. That's a really powerful thing for those of you who are seeking to scale fast. Then bonus number 2 is REI tax secrets. Earlier, I showed you that I'm going to save over $250,000 in taxes because of one property. You need to be able to set up your accounting in a proper way to make sure you take full advantage of all the tax benefits of owning multifamily real estate. Again, this is not tax evasion. Tax evasion is illegal. This is tax avoidance by leveraging the laws, okay? So that is REI Tax Secrets worth $597. You're also going to get my overnight success Airbnb course. I built a 6-figure Airbnb business with a couple of my properties. And so I'm going to show you how to scale that business quickly. And then for those of you with credit issues, you're going to get access to Tanya Rapley's credit etiquette course. I licensed this program from her. She's been featured on OWN, and this course is a DIY program to help you increase your credit score by 50 to 150 points if you follow Tanya's blueprint. You'll also get the Purchaser Pass Deal Analyzer online lifetime access. This is a technology that I put 5 figures into. It's an online software that I put 5 figures into where you can analyze all your deals in one place. What's also powerful about this online technology is that we have a Publix deals page where the members of the community share deals that they're not doing for themselves with you. So let's say you're in Charlotte and there are other members in Charlotte who have found off-market deals that they're not going to move on for whatever reason. Perhaps they've already made an offer on another deal. You get to get access to that deal and get to snatch it up. So this is really, really powerful because it taps into the collective wisdom of the group, all right? So when you add in all those bonuses, what I'm sharing with you tonight, the offer is worth $7,586. But again, you can get access to it for $14.97 one pay or $349 per month for only 6 months. So look, y'all, you say you don't know where to start when it comes to multifamily real estate. This is why you came tonight. Well, I'm giving you the Multifamily Master Plan, right? It's a linear program, step-by-step to show you what to do, okay? You feel like you're alone on this journey? Well, then come join our weekly deal room calls, come join our Facebook group and be a part of our community. I know some of you are the only person in your family who gets it, who's thinking like this, and even in your peer group, and you need to surround yourself with other people who are moving in this direction. You're not that good at math. You don't have to be. I don't care if you failed high school math. You're going to get the Purchaser Pass Deal Analyzer, which has all the equations built in for you. You just need to know where to find the 23 numbers. You need help with money beyond real estate investing. Well, I'm going to teach you wealth consciousness, and you're going to get that through the Wealth and Real Estate Weekend, where I show you all my financial strategies. In fact, in orientation, I teach you my cash flow framework, which shows you how I automate my wealth. Okay. You've already bought a home. Single family buyers, you're going to get the Fuel It module to show you how to reverse out of that situation and scale your way up to multiple properties, right? And build a portfolio. Do you need an LLC? No, you don't, but I am going to show you how to leverage all the tax benefits of controlling multifamily real estate. Prices are too high, you're in an expensive market. That's where we're going to leverage Airbnb so that you can get double or triple what you might be able to get in rent, which then can make a deal work. And then you feel your credit is not where it should be. I'm going to give you Tanya Rapley's credit etiquette course in order to boost your credit score. Okay. So every challenge that you may have along the path, I've made sure to fill in the gap for you so that you succeed. Okay. So again, this is all worth $7,586. I'm giving it to you for $14.97 one pay or $349 per month for 6 months. The summit in New Orleans is on MLK weekend. MLK weekend. If it doesn't happen live due to COVID, we will do it virtually still. Now, I have a 2-year coach until you close guarantee. Okay. Literally, I'm going to be here to support you and coach you weekly for up to 2 years. This is not a program where you just sign up and then you never see me again. You get 2 years of coaching from me through our weekly deal room call. Okay. 2 years. I don't think it's going to take you 2 years to close on a property, but let's say your credit is terrible. You unemployed right now. Everything is just not in position right now. I know that within 2 years, you can get back up on your feet and we can get you positioned to acquire multifamily real estate. So I'm giving you 2 years of guaranteed support to help you get to the finish line. Okay. Now, as a result of that kind of level of support, I want to be clear. There are no refunds. There are no refunds. There are no refunds for this program. Okay. I know that the program works. What I can't control is how you show up and whether or not you do the work. Okay. So there are no refunds for this program, but I do know that if I get you to the finish line, that you will get a return on your investment. I'm 100% certain of that. I know that this system works. You just have to follow the steps, and I can't control you. I can't be there side by side, making sure you wake up and do your modules. That's on you. Okay. So you have 2 years of support from me to help you get to the finish line. On top of that, you all get a free buddy pass, y'all. Why? Because I know that you'll be more successful when you have somebody on the ground with you who is also committed to your dream and your vision. Okay. So you get to bring in a best friend, blood, or business partner. Your best friend being your spouse or your homie, blood being your siblings, parents, or kid, or your business partner who you're going to invest with. I know that you having somebody there who's like, hey, let's do module 3 tonight. Let's go look at some property tonight. I found this deal. Let's go check it out. I know that when you have somebody who's physically on the ground with you, who is also on the same page, your chances of success are going to increase. And what do I care about? All I care about is your success. I don't value my success based on how many students are in the Freedom School. That's not what I value it on. I value my success based on how many people make it to the finish line. That's all I care about. My target number is 300 right now. I'm going to hit 300, and then it will probably jump to 3,000. This is my life's work, y'all. Real estate ain't going nowhere. And I know if you follow these strategies, you can succeed as well. All right. So this is Velveeta and Velvet. They are twin sisters. They're going through the program together. This is Victor and Michelle Dorner. They're going through the program together, and they're actually coming. They're coming closer as husband and wife by going through this program together and building their wealth together. All right. Now, if you join tonight, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give everybody right now. Your buddy gets everything that you get except for the ticket to the event. Okay. But if you join tonight, I will give you a free bonus ticket worth $599 to the New Orleans event. Again, I will give you a free extra bonus ticket for your buddy or someone else to come to the event with you to New Orleans. Okay. That is only if you join tonight. It's like a little fast action bonus for those who are really committed and actually want to take advantage of that, want to bring somebody, want to come to New Orleans, come get some of this good food. Okay, this city gonna open back up and we're gonna be fine. Even if we don't, the virtual event will be dope. Okay, so again, that's $7,586. You can get access to that for $1,497 tonight, or $349 per month for 6 months. Like I said, the Mason-Dixon line is closer than you all know. You're only one deal away. This was my first deal in Brooklyn. I had no clue that it would unfold in this way, and here I am, 10 deals later and only looking to buy more. All right. So when you buy that first deal right, here's what happens, y'all. It's like a domino. And this is how wealth gets built. It's a domino effect. So we got to buy that first deal right, because deal number one will buy deal number two. Deal number two buys deal number three. Deal number three buys deal number four. So we have to buy each deal right. Right. When I buy real estate, my DTI, my debt to income ratio improves. Most people think, oh, shouldn't your debt to income ratio be going down when you buy more? No. Because I buy right, my DTI actually improves, and that actually makes banks want to lend to me even more. Okay. So for those of you who join, you're going to start the program, get onboarded. You'll get your deal analyzer. You'll start the online course. You'll go through orientation. The weekly deal room call will be on Sunday, and you'll do your first challenge between now and then. Okay. And then your temporary password, for those of you who are on another screen or who clicked on multifamilymovement.com and can't see me right now, I want you to hear me. Your temporary password is the word freedom, all lowercase. Your temporary password is the word freedom, all lowercase, okay? Again, if you are on the other screen and you can't see me right now, once you join, your temporary password will be the word freedom, all lowercase, okay? Now, there is a price of procrastination. Tonight, you get it for $349 per month for 6 months, or $1,497 one time. After Friday at midnight, okay, the price jumps to $3,997. After Friday at midnight, you have till Friday at midnight. You have 72 hours, y'all. Okay. I know some of you need to move some money from PayPal to Cash App to Venmo, whatever you got to do. I know some of y'all need to move some money around to make things happen. You got 72 hours to make this happen. Okay. So you have till Friday at midnight to join the program. After that, it will jump up to $3,997. You all told me it was worth $4,997. So you have till Friday at midnight to take advantage of this discount. For those of you who are here right now, you will all get access to the free gift. I will send it out via email tomorrow. The list of down payment assistance programs will come via email tomorrow. So keep an eye out on your email. And with that, I want to say thank you so much. We've been going hard for 2 hours, y'all. 2 hours strong, and y'all are still here. And so I just want to thank you for your time. And with that, I am happy to answer any questions you have. I want you to make an informed decision about this program in the same way that I want you to make informed decisions about real estate. So the way this is going to, you're welcome. And thank you. So the way we're going to do this is we're going to use a Q&A function in Zoom. Okay. So please do not ask questions in chat. We're going to use the Q&A function. Okay. And you're going to click that, and I'm going to answer questions in order. There'll likely be a lot of duplicate questions. I'm not avoiding your question. Literally, there's 71 questions in queue right now. All right. So I'm not avoiding your question or anything like that. I'm going through them in order. All right. So I'm going to knock out as many as I can in the short time that we have left. And so let's get it. All right. All right. So, Angel, what tips do you have for investors interested in buying multifamily real estate in a different state than where they live? So, Angel, as I said, I think I answered this. You're going to need a great agent and a great property manager on the ground. I bought in New Orleans and in Oakland. While I was living in Brooklyn, I've never been in my property in Oakland. I've been in front of it. I've never been inside of it because I have a great agent who is also a property manager. Okay. What if you have no money to get started? Tamara, I don't think you have no money. I think you have some money. There's very few people who have no money. Okay. But if your finances aren't where you want them to be, we're going to try to go through NACA.com to get finance first. Okay. Amanda, I just refinanced a home at 2.75% 20-year term. How long should I wait to invest in a multifamily home? Amanda, as soon as the bank will lend you enough money to invest in the market that you want to be in, that's when we go. There's no waiting period. I bought 7 properties in 2019. There's no time period that you have to wait after you do a refinance, as long or after you buy something. There's no time period. All you just have to meet the bank's lending criteria, right? Do you have the credit? Do you have the cash flow? Right? And do you have the cash reserves? And do you meet their debt to income ratio? There's no timeline. If you're ready to buy, you're ready to buy. All right. Is this being recorded and can I access it later? Yes. So for those of you who want to share this with your buddy or somebody else, I will send out the recording of this tomorrow. Okay. So I'll wait for it to be sent to me and then I will upload it and I'll send out the recording tomorrow. All right. What if you want to build a multifamily? Gordon, it's very hard building. One, you still have to buy the land. Okay. And you likely probably can't get finance for the land. Then you're going to have to put 10% down on the construction loan. So if you have a construction loan, if you have a construction budget of $250,000, you're going to have to come up with an additional $25,000 to get that construction loan. And if you have no experience, hard money lenders won't lend to you. So a lot of people want to build new. It's easier if you just buy something that is existing. You can use the government's FHA 203K loan to rehab an existing property, but building new is very difficult for a newbie. All right. What if you're just starting a new job? Robert, it really depends on what kind of company you're at. If you're starting a job at a no-name startup that nobody knows about, then the lender is going to probably make you work there and show proof of income for 3, 6, 9 months before they're able to finance you. But if you get a job at Amazon and it's a C-level job or something like that, they know Amazon is reputable and they might be able to finance you quicker. So it all depends, and so you'll have to go to your lender to see how long they require, Robert. Charlene, how will the laws affect us if we can't evict someone during COVID and they stop paying rent? Charlene, as I said before, 26 out of 27 of my tenants paid. And then I want to be clear about this for everyone. 1/3 of my portfolio is on Section 8. 1/3 of my portfolio is on Section 8. And watch this, y'all. 85% of all my mortgages on all 10 properties are covered by those Section 8 tenants. I'm going to repeat that. 85% of all my mortgages are covered by those tenants. So when we talk about diversifying your portfolio, we don't just want to diversify in terms of stocks, real estate, this and that. You actually want to diversify your tenants. Section 8 is guaranteed money on time and online. I get paid on the first of the month, regardless if the economy is up or down. So this is how I secure my real estate portfolio, by balancing it out with Section 8 tenants and with market rate tenants. Okay. And then remember, Section 8, people have this negative stereotype of Section 8 tenants. Section 8 is the greatest program you could have in the midst of COVID because you're getting paid on time and online no matter what. Okay. People have negative stereotypes of Section 8, and I don't know where they came from. I don't know if it was in Living Color or something like that, but people have these negative stereotypes of Section 8. My Section 8 tenants are amazing. They're good people who fell on hard times, but they are great people, right? And they take care of my properties really well. All right. So that's how I navigate, but it really comes down to your screening process. I have great relationships with all my tenants, They communicate with me. They watch my property. They let me know when something is off, etc. I have great relationships, and as a result, they pay. This is not that landlord-tenant friction that kind of gets portrayed in the world. No, we connect. We know that we're supporting each other. How do you find these properties? Eric is researching relationships. I teach you how to build your real estate Rolodex in the course. I'll show you how to get off-market deals coming to you from various relationships and various sources. And then I show you how to use the internet to research. And again, I'm not talking Truly and Zillow, okay? I have 5 single-family homes and 2 have mortgages. Charlene was just making a statement. Amanda, if you already have own a home, do you qualify for NACA? No, NACA is a first-time buyer program, so NACA will not work if you already own a home. And unless, Amanda, that home is 100% paid off and it's not showing up on your credit report, then you might be able to go use NACA. But if you have a mortgage and it shows up on your credit report, you cannot use NACA. Ernst, not Ernest, Ernst. Can you use VA loan for multifamily homes? Yes, yes, yes. Ernst, I don't know who told you otherwise. I just showed you Terrence and Demetrius. Both use VA loans. Terrence and Demetrius both use VA loans for their multifamily. I just showed you those success stories. Okay. Okay. Again, go to multifamilymovement.com to join. I see people asking questions in chat. Please copy them over and put them in the Q&A. We have almost 200 Q&A questions right now. Again, I'm going to continue to pump through them as quickly as I can. Do you have a credit repair program? I don't. I licensed Tanya Rapley's credit etiquette course, and then we have a recommended credit repair service that you could pay for, but we don't do credit repair. It's not part of this program in terms of a service that we provide. You do get Tanya Rapley's credit etiquette course, Malik. Chrissy, can I get an FHA loan under my business name? No, you cannot. You can only get FHA through personal, through your social security number. I own a single family that I rent out to someone else. Should I sell it? Tiffany, I would have to ask you literally 20 questions, 20 plus questions to help you with that. And that's what our weekly deal room hot seat coaching is all about. I need to know how much equity is in the home. What's the interest rate? Where is it located? Is that neighborhood gentrifying? How much are you getting in rent? What's the cash flow? What's the cash on cash return on that property? What are your long-term goals? What are your short-term goals? Where do you live right now? Where are you willing to live? Are you married? Do you have kids? Or are they in a great school district? Are they not? Like, there's a whole bunch of questions that are, what kind of income do you make? I'd have to know a lot of stuff to be able to coach you through that. And that's what our weekly deal room calls are for, Tiffany. Okay. Crystal, what do you mean by doors? Doors are apartments. Okay. So I have 10 multifamilies with 30 apartments in those 10 multifamilies. So I have a 4-family, I got a 4-family, a 5-family home, a couple 2 families, more 4 families. So doors equal apartments. Okay. One building can have 10 apartments, right? Or 10 doors. Same thing. Doors and apartments are the same thing. Great question though. Yvonne, I'm already a home buyer, a single family home. I really want to buy a multifamily home. What can I do to get the down payment? Should I get an equity loan on the first home to get that money? Yvonne, I would likely do a cash out refi at this moment in time, given that the interest rates are so low. So as you heard, somebody got 2.75% on a 20-year mortgage. I would do that, cash out some of the equity that is stuck in your walls, and we would go deploy that into a multifamily home, probably in a smaller secondary market where 25% down makes sense. I'm buying 2 single family homes. Is there hope for me? I would not buy 2 single family homes right now unless you're buying them with significant equity in them. Felicia. Tawana, how long will it take to get me a home? This will be my first purchase, trying to move before my daughter goes to high school. Tawana, I can't determine how you show up. My student, the success stories that I showed you, the average is about 4 months with those success stories there. But again, I don't know how you're going to show up. So I can't guarantee a timeline. All right. I cannot guarantee a timeline. I don't know what your credit is. I don't know what your cash flow is. I don't know what your level of discipline is. I don't know how bad you want this. So I can't give you a guaranteed timeline. It all depends on you. Which lending institute should I get approved by? Rodal, just for your homework that I gave you all, I encourage you just go to your local bank, wherever you have your checking and savings, and see what you get pre-approved for. We're just trying to get a feel for where there might be holes in your application. And I think many of you are going to be surprised by how much you get approved for by the bank, because real estate is the most leveraged asset that there is. Please share the 23 tips in your purchase pass analyzer. Angel, that is only for my students. I do not share that publicly. Okay, but you get it when you join the course. Okay, so if you want that, go to multifamilymovement.com and join the program, and you'll get the purchase pass deal analyzer. All right. I missed it, and I want to catch this entirely. Okay, I'll send out the replay, Brian. So look out for that email tomorrow. Are the sheriff sales a good place to look for multifamilies? Karima, there's typically single families there, not so much more multifamilies, and you typically won't be able to get that home finance. You're typically going to have cash to be able to buy the properties at a tax auction or a sheriff sale. Have you bought any properties since March 2020? No, Charlene, I have not bought any properties this year. I'm waiting for the prices to dip. Remember, real estate doesn't react. Actually, I did buy a property. I bought a property in Baton Rouge. It was actually a single family. I did buy a single family rental where the numbers really worked. I bought that last month. But real estate doesn't react as quickly as the stock market. So I'm waiting for forbearance to end. And when forbearance ends, that 3-month window that I talked to you about, that's when prices are going to drop, and I'm ready to pounce on some properties. I was ready to make an offer on a 10-plex here in New Orleans last week, but the sellers ended up pulling out and deciding to keep the deal once they saw the activity and the interest. So I'm ready to pounce on a deal. But in case y'all didn't know, I'm doing a lot of real estate development out in Baton Rouge. We're developing 184 multifamily units and 12,000 square feet of commercial. So a lot of my economic resources going towards that development as well at this moment in time. All right. I'm Latina. My boyfriend is Caucasian. Would it be okay if we join? To be candid, I don't want to overstep. I hear what you say about colonization. Daisy, it's all love. We're talking about a level of consciousness, and we know that America at large is an oppressive country, and it is rooted in white supremacy. Obviously, you are with your boyfriend because he is not of that kind of consciousness. So it's all love. We welcome all folks. Okay, but we are primarily Black group. Okay, there's a lot of Black folk in this group, and that's because that's who I have an affinity for. But you brown people, and so I got care and love for you too. All right. And actually, I got some Caucasian brothers who are in the group. I got a few Caucasian brothers that are in this group. They don't. I think because it's so Black, they don't show their faces that much. But they're in the Facebook group or whatnot. And people know me. People know me. I'm a child of God first. I'm Black second. I'm male. I'm a male third. And so. But people know me based on my heart, and they know that I love all people. I love all people. Do I have to have good credit to do this? So FHA right now requires a 660 credit score, but that's why I give you Tanya Rapley's credit etiquette course so that you can boost that, or you go pay for credit repair. Can we claim this training on our business tax for the end of the year? Yes, you can claim it as continuing education. All right. Does any of it expire? Yes, this offer expires Friday at midnight Eastern Standard Time, 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Okay. I'm not eligible for FHA. Can you help me right away? Charlene, can I help you right away? I don't know what you mean by right away. If you're not eligible for FHA, then we are going to have to find a different strategy. But again, we don't rush this process. I encourage everybody to complete the curriculum before we even start making offers. So I'm not going to say yes to this notion of right away. Okay, but I will help you. Kariyama, should I use FHA loan if I can get conventional loan to avoid PMI? Kariyama, good stuff. If you can qualify for conventional, we'll bypass FHA to avoid the PMI. So you're perfectly right on that decision. What if I'm a self-employed business owner? If you're a self-employed business owner, you're going to want to, first things first, you're going to want to start paying yourself bi-weekly from your business to show that your business can support you as if you were a W-2 employee. You don't have to go through the entire payroll process, but you want to send deposits from your business to yourself bi-weekly as if you were an employee of the business. Okay. So start off $1,500 every 2 weeks, 2,000, whatever you can do that, because that's going to be important for when you get financed. For those of you who've been taking cash under the table, your lender will not care about what your cash looks like. All they care about is what you reported to the IRS. So I know you think that you got over on the IRS by taking cash under the table and not getting taxed on it, but that's actually going to negatively affect you when it comes to you getting qualified for as much as you need or want for multifamily real estate. Okay. But the basic thing that you need to do first right now is start paying yourself bi-weekly out of your business. Okay. If I'm unemployed and need to raise money, am I definitely in? I am unemployed and need to raise the money. I am definitely in. Leon, if you're unemployed, you won't be able to get financed being unemployed, but I don't anticipate that you're going to be unemployed forever. So come get this game and this knowledge so that once you get employed again and you're employed consistently for a period of time, you can get financed. If you're unemployed and you understand how to do the deals and you know somebody else who is employed, you can partner with them and they can fill that gap in the application and you can go on the deal together. So there's different ways to get around being unemployed. Okay. I'm retired. Do I have to be employed or to get pre-approved? Teresa, it all depends on your retirement income. I have no clue what your retirement income is. Your retirement income may be enough to, may be equivalent to what somebody getting paid employed. So all we can do is go to the lender and see how much they'll approve you for. What is REI tax? That's real estate investing tax, Joanna. Real estate investing tax secrets, okay? So that shows you how to maximize, that bonus shows you how to maximize all the tax deductions that real estate offers you as somebody who controls multifamily real estate. Will, can you tell us more about the group home business model? Will, I do not teach the group home business model. That's what Fernando and his family are going to do with that property. I don't teach the group home business model though, so I can't educate you on it. I only teach what I know, y'all. I'm currently unemployed and a recent college graduate. Won't be able to get pre-qualified until I have income. Will this deal be available in October to start my first multifamily job? Anonymous, no, enrollment ends on Friday at midnight at Eastern Standard Time. So October is a month and a half away. So right now you got 3 days. And I know there's no financial aid for this. You finished college, congrats. I know it's tough for college students out there right now. But I wish I would have had this knowledge in college. All right. Is this webinar available so I can show it to my husband? Yes, I'm going to send out the replay tomorrow. What dates are New Orleans trip? The New Orleans trip is MLK weekend 2021. Okay. I'm working for myself for the last year. I bought my home 10 years ago. Is there a way for me to get funded to buy without waiting another year? I bought my home 10 years ago. Working for myself. Jasmine, all we can do is go to a lender and see. Depends on how well your business, honestly, it depends on how well your business did in year one. If your business did decent, then we should still be able to get you financed. If your business is not struggling, but just still in its infancy, then it may take some time. But with 10 years of equity in your other home, we can leverage some of that to get you qualified. These are great questions, y'all. I have an FHA loan now on a triplex. Congratulations, Jessica. That's amazing. I'm ready to buy again, but can't get another FHA loan. I'm pre-approved for $400,000 on a single family, of course within law, or $500K on a multifamily, but I have to put 15% down. Do you know any other loan alternatives for me since I have FHA? What would you do? Which lenders do you recommend? So Jessica, there's a couple ways to use, there's 5 ways to use FHA twice. I teach them all in the program. So I could guide you step-by-step through which exemption you're gonna wanna use in order to use FHA again, okay? But you're doing really well, so we're happy for you. How do you get pre-approved? Judge Scene, you go to the bank and you give them your W-2s, your bank statements, and things of that nature, and everything that they request, and you should get pre-approved within 48 hours. If I have an LLC, can I write this expense off during tax time as continuing education? You can. Um, Another LLC question, should I buy real estate in my LLC? This question comes up a lot. Look, y'all, I can go start an LLC. I can go get incorporated in Delaware and get an EIN number in 15 minutes. Even though you all know I know a lot about multifamily real estate, would you all finance me $500,000 off of for an LLC that I just started 15 minutes ago? Let me know in chat. Would you finance my LLC for $500,000 that I just created 15 minutes ago? No. So a lot of people want to go get LLCs because they think that it's going to protect them from liability. A great lawyer on the other end will pierce through your corporate veil on a single member LLC. Okay, so that LLC will not protect you. And it's also, you cannot get financed through FHA or NACA through an LLC. So I typically don't recommend that people start buying real estate in their LLC until they get up to at least 10 doors, all right? Let's keep it simple for right now. Let's keep it simple for right now. We don't need another set of taxes, another business entity. We don't need that right now. You just want to make sure that you have adequate homeowner's insurance and personal liability within that homeowner's insurance. I've had somebody slip and fall on my property, a tenant, and they deserve to get compensated for they got hurt and they had to miss out on work. Okay, and the policy paid them out, and there was no attack on my personal assets or anything like that. So, no, we're not looking to buy property in an LLC at this moment in time. Okay, I'm going to take about 5 more questions, and then we'll call it a night. Shika says, now I don't expect something for nothing, but what happened to it being free? I'm just quoting you. Everybody clear on what is free in this program? Can you all type in chat, what is free in this program? What is free? I thought I was clear, but I want to re-clarify to see if it got through. What is free? No. Once you commit to the accountability, right, and the structure that I'm going to provide for you, then I'm willing to give you everything that I know about real estate for free. But I'm not giving my pearls to swine. I'm not calling you swine or pigs. That's just a scripture. I'm not giving you my pearls when I don't know and I'm not for certain that you have the structure to actually implement them. So again, once you commit to the accountability and the structure, meaning that you are going to commit to the transformation, then I will transfer information to you. I'm not going to transfer information to you for free without the guarantee from you that you are actually going to implement the information. So what you are paying for in this program is the structure and the accountability. Once you commit to the structure and accountability, I will give you everything that I know about multifamily real estate for free. Is that clear? Is that clear, y'all? All right. That's how I move, y'all. Like, you know, people email you, say, oh, can I pick your brain? What do you mean, can you pick my brain? This is a gold mine. You think I'm gonna just let you come pick it for a $5 coffee at Starbucks? No, I can't give you an hour of my time. You know, my time is the most valuable thing to me. I'm gonna choose my daughter, my family, my mom. I'm gonna choose a lot of people over you. And it's nothing personal, but my time is my most valuable thing. So, yeah, sometimes we undervalue certain things. And so I know that you having the accountability and structure is actually going to get you better results than you just having the information. And so I need to do whatever I have to do to make sure you get the results. That is my job as your coach. Okay. Can someone who already owns a home use NACA? I already answered that one. No. Where is the split payment option for 60-day payoff? So Crystal, you will start at $349 per month. And then when you are ready to pay off the balance, you'll email support@thefreedomschool.com. You'll email support@thefreedomschool.com. Okay. So start with the $349 per month payment plan. And then you'll email support@thefreedomschool.com when you're ready to pay the difference. Drea, is my pre-approval in one state valid for out-of-state purchase? Great question, Drea. Some lenders only lend for a certain region, so you have to ask your lender where does your pre-approval extend to. So there might be people banks that only do loans for New Orleans properties or Louisiana properties, and then there are some lenders who loan nationally. So you have to ask your lender, Drea. 3 more questions. What if I can't make the weekly Zoom calls? Are they recorded? Amber, yes, they are recorded and they were all stored for you. Okay. So you can watch it on your commute on Monday morning. Will this class teach how to screen tenants? Yes, there's an entire module on Fill It. The Fill It module has everything that you need to know about property management. Okay. And if you don't want to do that part, then property managers cost about 10% of rent, and you can just outsource that to somebody else. But you want to make sure that the deal still works when you're giving up 10% of rent to a property manager. So what do I mean by that? If your rents on that building are $4,000, property managers typically going to take anywhere from 7 to 10% of that $4,000, which would be $400. Okay. James, how do we get equity when you buy? James, you get equity by a couple ways. You buy something that is underpriced. You buy something that is underpriced. You move aggressively on that deal because you know what the true value of that property is, and the owner and the agent did not, and they underpriced it, and you moved on it. You also get equity by coming in and doing strategic renovations and forcing appreciation. So let's say you put in $10,000 worth of fixes, but it actually those fixes actually appreciate the property by $30,000. That's how you get equity. All right. Last question. Is this program understandable for those of us who have no knowledge in real estate? Brandy, that's exactly who the program is for. I've made it plain and simple. I've broken it down into as many pieces as it could be broken. So you are exactly who the program is for. This is not an advanced program. An advanced program would probably be like rehab and flipping. An advanced program would be like real estate development. This is not an advanced. This program is advanced in terms of what it's going to do for your life, but it's not advanced in terms of any pre-knowledge needed in order to succeed. Okay. Deep breath, y'all. Yo, we've been going for 2.5 hours. We're going to call it a night. I want to thank you all for being here. This is absolutely inspiring, amazing to see as many of you here still at this moment in time. There's over 200 questions, 240 questions in chat right now. I'm in the Q&A queue, so I can't get to them all tonight. Hopefully many of them were duplicates. Again, I would love to be your conductor on the Above Ground Railroad. I've gotten many people to rent and mortgage freedom through this path, and I know I can lead you there too. For some of you, the Mason-Dixon line is closer than you can even imagine. You just follow this blueprint. Some of you are literally 3 to 4 months away from getting to rent freedom, and some of you are 15 months away from not only getting a multifamily home, but then also getting the single family home that you desire for without you paying the mortgage payment whatsoever, because the multifamily pays for it. So I would love to guide you if you allow me to lead you on this path. Again, you being here for 2.5 hours says a lot about who you are and what you want. And if I can be of support to you and help you get there faster, safer, and easier, I would be more than delighted to do so. So with that, I want to wish you all a good night. Look out in your email for the list of down payment assistance programs tomorrow, as well as the replay. And with that, I wish you the best on your journey, whatever you decide, but I hope you decide to join this movement and build this generational wealth. So thank you so much. Take care, y'all. Peace.